So good morning, everybody. Well, so first of all, I would like to thank the honorable DAC members. So thanks, Mr. Prem, for the wonderful introduction again. I would also thank my Indus ViVa corporate for again giving an opportunity to deliver this in front of you people. Well, before I start the presentation today, let me tell this is a kind of a train the trainer program. I want you to be the trainers in the future. So that you can train your downlines as well as you can deliver the things to your consumers. So this is the whole intention behind this program, right? So again, I would like to reiterate this. This is a train the trainers program, right? So you guys have to be the trainers ahead, right? So you guys have to deliver in the market. Well, again, so welcome again. So are you all ready? Okay, so let me start my presentation. See, some of the general knowledge aspects also plays a very important role in this network marketing. You must be updated with some of the informations which is going on in the wellness spectrum in this country. See, this was the article which appeared in March 31st Hindustan Times National Edition. Suppose if somebody has gone through this, see what they tell is 61% of deaths in India between the age groups of 30 to 70 are due to non-communicable diseases, right? This appeared just 4 or 5 days back, March 31st. See, 61% of deaths due to non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases in the sense, you get diabetes first, obesity, heart problems, all these things. So you can just have a look at that, like say diabetes, cancer, heart disorders, all these between the age groups of 30 to 70. This is what we call as middle age, right? So that 30 to 70, 61%. 61% is more than 50%. More than half of the population of this country are suffering from these lifestyle problems, right? So definitely Indus ViVa is the company which has its products which are designed specifically for these segments actually. Okay, so we are on par with March 31st article actually now. Okay, so this is what we are up to right now. Next slide, please. Okay, most of you might not know this guy actually. He is our Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. Somebody know about him? Because I also did not know until I browsed this article actually. Okay, so this guy is actually the Minister for Health and Family Welfare of Government of India now. He has said a statement, Ayushman Bharat will promote wellness centers for preventive and curative cure. See, the concept of wellness is again seeping into the government levels as well right now, right? So this was the article which appeared in the Hindu paper last month, if somebody has gone through this actually. So he has clearly said that wellness will also penetrate into the actual health spectrum. So he actually clearly said, when you look into the article, prevention is better than cure is what the concept that we are all telling, right? So that prevention is a thing that government is also looking at in these days now. And that is what we are also looking into. In fact, our company can play a very important role in such programs as well in future. So which we can plan it as well. Next slide, please. Okay, let me go back to one of the articles from the West now. So he is a medical doctor called as Dr. Martin from the US. See, he says that antibiotic use may be tied to race in lifestyle diseases. See, I'll tell you a simple example. When you sneeze in the morning, no? People normally sneeze in the morning, right? Everybody of us sneeze. Normally when you go to a doctor with sneezing, suppose if you have acute sneezing, 5 or 10 sneezes per hour, what you will do is you will go to a doctor. Normally what the doctor does, there are only 2 kinds of drugs what they give. One is called as antihistamines. The other is called as antibiotics. There is one tablet called as cetirizine. Probably you might have taken this also. It is just a 10 mg tablet. It will reduce your sneezing, but the acute side effect of it is you will sleep after taking that tablet. Right? You should not drive after taking 10 mg of cetirizine because you will get drowsy. The other point is, now whatever the disease is, the doctors are prescribing antibiotics. You know what antibiotics are? Antibiotics normally work on the bacterials, not the virals. Most of the doctors know this point, but still for a business point of view, they are selling antibiotics. Suppose if you get dengue fever, for example, right? There is no cure for dengue fever. In fact, iPulse has shown very good testimonies in increasing the platelet count. But when the modern medicine comes into the play, normally doctors give the antibiotics, right? Antibiotics work on the bacterials. Antibiotics doesn't work on the virals. Dengue is caused by a virus. Or simple viral fever is caused by virus. If you give antibiotic to a viral fever, it will never go. Only your body will suffer. You will have loose motions, and ultimately you will have lifestyle diseases. That is what the doctor actually means. So this is where the wellness actually comes into the play, and this is what I want you people to go and convey in the market. These points you have to go and tell to the people in the market. What is wellness all about? So that is why I'm just trying to tell you most updated information on some of the points. Next slide, please. Okay, now coming back to a situation in Bangalore, where most of the IT companies are there, right? So it's the IT hub of India. Normally these IT people or whatever the working professionals are, they are stressed out these days. Because of stress, they are not even sleeping properly in the nights. Because of lack of sleep, they are getting all kinds of lifestyle diseases. They are going for medicines these days, right? I'll tell you one simple example. Is Nageshwar Rao Garu here? He's not there, right? Okay. See, in fact, Nageshwar Rao was prescribed vitamin D3 by a doctor. Okay, this is the truth what I am trying to tell you actually. You know where the vitamin D comes from? Sun is the only source for vitamin D what we have. Nowadays, this vitamin D3 has become a big mafia. See, if you see a vitamin D3 in the laboratory, it is in the form of an oil actually. It is like your coconut oil, vitamin D3. You know, what exactly happens is when you consume this vitamin D3 pill inside, your stomach will burn it actually, and the vitamin D3 will never reach your bones. Only the sun is capable of reaching that, making that vitamin D3 reach your bones actually. That is why I normally tell people, go out in the sunlight at least for half an hour in a day. At least that sunlight has to fall on your skin so that you will get rid of all kinds of vitamin D3 problems as well as skin cancers also sometimes. Okay, all these things are a truth in fact. So this is what wellness is all about. Don't try to go for some nutritional supplements as well. Yes, that is also a good question what Mr. Nishad is asking. Vitamin D3 or vitamin D is synthesized normally in the mornings, not in the evenings, especially by 8 to or 7 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock probably, 3 hours. These 3 hours, if you can roam in the sunlight for at least half an hour, try to apply some olive oil or coconut oil on your skin and then you can go to the sunlight where the sunlight is synthesized, the vitamin D3 is synthesized onto your skin and reaches the bones. Okay, so this is what is exactly called as wellness programs. See, what I'm trying to tell you is, these wellness programs are also seeping into the corporate world these days. All these IT people or whatever the working professionals are, they are stressed out. Because of this stressing out, they are being given these wellness programs. They are called as some kind of rejuvenation programs, recreation programs rather. Okay, all these things are given to these people now. So, Indus ViVa also can have a very good role in the corporates as well. In fact, that is one of the segments that we can seep in as well. If you have some software engineers in your families, okay, so probably try to push them with these products so that the wellness segment seeps into their corporates as well. So this can as well be done by us. Well, so these are some of the major updates that I had to give you regarding the wellness. Probably you can convey these things to your consumers and downlines as well. So, and this is a way that wellness spectrum has to be propagated. Right? So next slide, please. Okay, so Wings to Wellness, as I already told you, this is a train the trainer program. Please listen to each and every slide, make notes of it, and at the end of it, we can have a questionnaire as well. Okay, so probably you can raise your questions. Again, there are 2 points that I want to convey here. Since this is a millionaires meet and not a regular training program, already you people know that we are into the wellness segment and not into the illness segment. I know that there are lots of doubts regarding the diseases. Well, our products are also designed for the diseases. I don't say that they are only for the wellness. There are some diseases where our products can prove really beneficial. But I cannot tell that, to reverse some kind of a condition with our products. No, that cannot happen actually. Okay, let us be practical on that particular point whenever you are, asking questions on those things. Okay, so let me start it. Next slide, please. Well, again, I'll come back to our mission. Our mission, there are 3 important things here. Wellness is the first thing that everybody has to know about this. healthy living, and the third one is a peace of mind. Okay, so I'll not go deep into this slide. Next slide, please. Well, this is what is actually important to us now. So this is a slide that I'm stressing upon in most of the training sessions these days. Where are our Indus ViVa products fitting into? This is the most important thing. Indus ViVa products, in the sense, they are wellness products. This is what people tell. Now, I categorize them into 4 important headings. You can call Indus ViVa products as a preventive product. You can call them as holistic product. You can call them as alternative. You can call them as complementary. Please use these 4 words. These are some very good dictionary words with absolute medical as well as scientific meanings associated with the products. Wellness is just one part of it. Okay, wellness is a very broad spectrum, right? Indus ViVa products are wellness based products. That is a very broad spectrum. Try to go into these 4 micro segments. Let me talk about preventive now. If you are in a condition where you can get diabetes in future, right, because of your family history, for example, if you take Indus ViVa products, definitely you can prevent diabetes in future. That is called as prevention. Okay, so try to categorize all the products in the same way. Or in other words, for example, if I have to talk about eye pulse, for example. Suppose if you don't have cancer, okay, I beg to God not to have cancer, so that is another issue. Well, if you don't have cancer, if you don't want to get cancer in future, please use eye pulse. Definitely that is called as prevention. Okay, so you can categorize like this. The second point is holistic. Again, I've been giving this example. I'll let you know what that example is, some of the new slides that I've tried to add here. Holistic in the sense it is a complete product. Complete in the sense from your head till the toe, right? Always I try to tell people that diabetes is a disease not confined to pancreas. No. Diabetes is in your brain also. Diabetes is in your eyes also, right? So, eye coffee is a product not only relieving or controlling diabetes confined to the pancreas. No. It is also controlling the diabetes in your brain. It is also controlling the diabetes in your eyes. Because whenever the sugar level increases in your eyes, it will cause retinopathy or blindness. If you have to prevent blindness in future, you can definitely drink eye coffee so that your sugar levels are controlled, and definitely that will control blindness in the future. Okay, so this is exactly called as holistic. I think you got my point. The most important thing is, so far as eye pulse is concerned, we always tell that there are 26 benefits of eye pulse. We have amended some of the benefits as well now. We have added some of the benefits as well. See, suppose if I am talking about 26 benefits, suppose if one product is giving you 26 benefits, definitely it is a holistic product. In the sense, it is acting from your head till the toe. That is what is called as holistic. Eye pulse is good even for paralysis stroke. Eye pulse is also good in cases of liver cirrhosis. So where is brain and where is the liver? Ultimately, the holistic concept is covered here. So you need to convey people that our products are holistic products. They are not confined to one single organ. Okay, it is for the complete human body. The third important thing is alternative. See, there are 2 important things in life. One is the main line, one is the alternative line. This is what the 2 things are, right? Normally what the West has made these days is, the Western part of the world has said allopathy is the main line of medicine. They have created it now by some mafias, which I'll tell you in the future what exactly they are. The other systems of medicines, they are classified as alternative systems of medicine. Okay, so Indus ViVa products are actually categorized as Ayurvedic health promoters, right? They are categorized as Ayurvedic health promoters. That is why they are called as alternative products. Okay, so you can tell people like this. Our products are called as alternative products because they are categorized as Ayurvedic health promoters. The fourth important thing is complementary products. What do you mean by complementary? See, complementary is complementing each other, right? Complementing each other. See, for example, I have diabetes, okay? I am taking insulin for diabetes, for example. I am taking 15 units of insulin in the morning. If I take eye coffee along with using insulin, both of them will complement each other. Complement is positively they complement, not negatively. Positively in the sense augmenting or complementing. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. If insulin is 1, eye coffee is also 1, which is equal to 2, your better effect in diabetes will come if you use both the products together. That is the answer actually. Similarly with eye pulse as well. Suppose if you are undergoing chemotherapy for cancer, for example. I've seen several cases now, actually millions of cases, for example. Suppose if you are in the third stage of cancer, you are undergoing chemotherapy or radiotherapy, if you give iPulse along with these things, again the effect will be augmented or complemented. It is 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Right? The staging of the cancer will be reduced. It will not go to the fourth stage of cancer. So this is what I am trying to tell. Okay, I think you got the 4 points, right? Our products are categorized into preventive, holistic, alternative, complementary. Right? Wellness is a very broad spectrum. Under the wellness, these 4 subheadings can definitely help you to tell even doctors. Suppose if you are going into the field, asking them to sell our products, you can tell these words to them so that definitely your business will also be increased. Next slide, please. Okay. Suppose, I already told you that our products are categorized as Ayurvedic health promoters. What are these Ayurvedic health promoters? I'll just talk to you about 1 or 2 slides about our regulations. See, our Drug and Cosmetic Act, it is called as Drug and Cosmetic Act of 1940. Unfortunately, in our country, no acts and rules are amended even by 2018. The thing which was made in 1940 is still there in 2018 now. And nobody is there to amend it also. Well, it is actually good for us because they have not amended, because if they amend, some other problems will also happen. So that is the thing. Well, there are 54 schedule books in the Schedule 1 of Drug and Cosmetic Act. If you are interested, you can just make a note of it. Because suppose if someone asks you in the field, you can actually tell them this is actually the fact. 54 scheduled books are there in Schedule 1 of Drug and Cosmetic Act 1940. See, what the 54 schedule books say is, there are a list of medicinal plants which are mentioned in these books, which we have used in our products. Which means, our product has those ingredients which are mentioned in these books. So, it is complied with the government of India. This is what the actual answer is. Next slide, please. Again, Ayurvedic health promoters are categorized under the Drug and Cosmetic Act. We normally call them as Balya Poshak. In Hindi, Balya Poshak means that which gives you the actual Bal. Bal is nothing but the power or whatever it is. Right? Poshak is something called as nutrition. So this nutrition products, nutritional supplements, nutraceutical products, they are all classified as Ayurvedic health promoters in the Schedule 1 of Drug and Cosmetic Act. Right? So this is what the actual regulation is all about. Next slide, please. Well, again, coming back to the definition of health, before I actually go into the products, well, health, again, this is one of my favorite topics actually, because one of the doctors from my own state here, Dr. B.M. Hegde, probably you might have known about it. He is a famous cardiologist who has done hell a lot of open heart surgeries, but today, openly he stands on the stage and tells that most of them, what surgeries he has done, he doesn't know why he did it actually. There was no necessity. In fact, what he says is, you try to infuse your body with chemicals, you create diseases within yourself, and ultimately you go to the doctor and the surgeon will cut your body. This is what is happening. Instead of preventing the diseases at the root, you are trying to take it on the surgical table. Right? So what he also says is, try to prevent the diseases first rather than curing them. And that is why the World Health Organization has given the definition of health like this. Health is a state of physical health. We have to be physically fit in order to deliver the things, right? We have to be mentally fit also. Some people say that mental is something pagal, right? I mean, this is what the perception is. Pagalpan is not mental. Okay, mental health, everybody of us is mental. In the sense, mentally we are fit. Okay, only then probably our approaches are, the concentration and focus is always towards one side. The third thing is social health is also very important. So ultimately we are all under one family called as Indus ViVa family today. In fact, Indus ViVa is actually enhancing our social and community health as well, right? So we have around 1.8 lakh distributors throughout the country now. So people in South India might not know someone who is working in Ukrul. I really want to, remember that place because it was one of the best journeys that I had in my life actually. Somewhere at top of the mountain which has 3-degree temperature, there are hundreds of distributors working on our products. So, that social health is being enhanced by Indus ViVa. So, the next thing is the financial health. Of course, with the help of Indus ViVa products, you have all become millionaires today, which is nothing but your financial health, right? Definitely, I also hope that everybody of you will reach the diamonds as well as the peak as well. So in the coming years. Of course, the well-being is there. So this is actually the definition of health. Health has nothing to do with something, taking medicine and getting rid of fever. No. Next slide, please. Okay, again, one of my favorite statements, but I have some good examples for you this time. Okay. Living long and dying short. Okay, we all want to live long, but we have to die short. Die short in the sense, someone asked me, really this, some of our distributors, especially in the north part of India, somewhere when I was doing a training, this guy actually asked me, sir, dying short in the sense, even dying in an accident is dying short, sir. But that is something else actually. Dying in an accident is not a natural cause of death. It's a medico-legal death actually. Okay, so but dying short in the sense, a painless death. This is what everybody wants, right? We need to live long, at least for 90 years. I'm telling an average of 2000, okay? Not 99 or something. But at least dying short, getting up once in the morning without any pain, having a cardiac arrest, that's it, right? But, next slide. But again, I have to tell you about this. We are all living short, dying long in the hospitals. We are dying long on ventilators. That's what the example I give these days actually. Ventilator is an artificial machine which will make you live for 1 year also. Suppose if you have 1 lakh per day. Okay, suppose if you can invest 1 lakh per day, they will make you live for 1 year. Suppose if the current doesn't go, if the UPS fails, if the generator fails, we can't do anything. Or if there is no hydroelectricity in the state, gone case. But still, you can live up to 1 year on a ventilator. Why I am telling you this is, all these synthetic medicines. Say, I am not trying to oppose any system of medicine here again. Every system of medicine has its own pros and cons. Right? Even allopathic system of medicine is good at certain aspects. It is very much required actually for emergency acute conditions. I'm not trying to say that it is required for some chronic problems. No. See, these allopathic products, especially I want to give you an example of thyroid. Okay. This thyroid has become a big mafia today actually. I was reading in one of the articles yesterday, the pills that they give for thyroid, they are nothing but the thyroid hormones. Right? Our body has a thyroid gland inside. Both men and women have a thyroid gland. The thyroid gland produces a hormone called as thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH. Suppose if you have done a thyroid report, you will know all this. T3, T4, TSH. You know what is happening today? After the age of around 22, 23, especially in ladies I am telling, 90% of ladies suffer from hypothyroidism. 10% of males suffer from hypothyroidism. When you go to a lab, when they test the blood, inevitably your TSH value will go up. Especially after the ladies attain the puberty, it is actually medically speaking, the TSH levels will raise up actually. It is a natural thing. You know what this mafia, the labs have done these days? Oh, the TSH level is 6. You have hypothyroidism. I will start with 25 mcg of thyroxine, Eltroxin, Thyronorm. All these are brands actually. These things, when they are started inside, you are taking a hormone from outside. The hormone should be synthesized here. You are taking it from outside. What will happen? The hormone load will increase inside. Whenever the load increases, normally what happens in our human body is, everything should be in equilibrium. Everything should be uniform always. It should not be more or it should not be less. When you are overloading the hormones, what will exactly happen is, your body will swell up. That is why whenever the thyroid tablets are started, your weight will increase. That is the reason why I always tell you to give a combination of iSlim and iPulse in case of hypothyroidism patients. Definitely the TSH values are decreasing with that. That is the reason why. See, this is a mafia. See, 25 mcg, what they will do is, ultimately they will raise to 50 mcg, 150 mcg also I have seen people taking, 200 mcg also, 2 tablets sometimes. Uncontrolled TSH levels, they will tell. Nothing will happen actually. I have not seen people with TSH of 10, they are still living. They are not dead, no. If they are dead, then I will tell you, okay, there is some problem. If they are not dead, there is no problem actually. So this is the reason why we are all living short and we are dying long. So in fact, these thyroid tablets are actually making you to die long. Even though you are living physically, but you are dead from inside. Your hormones are dead from inside. Your hormones have been taken from outside. Your hormones and your total endocrine system is dead from inside. See, normally thyroid tablets should not be stopped immediately. At least after about 3 months, the dose has to be tapered and then stopped. If you stop it immediately, what happens? Again, some side effects are there. Once this thing gets inside the body, there are side effects also. That also we need to take care of it. You cannot stop it immediately. It is something like alcohol, okay? Alcohol addiction should not be stopped immediately. You know what happens if it is stopped? Suppose if somebody is drinking in your house and you go and tell them, you stop it immediately today, from today to this moment you stop it. That evening they will start shaking actually, right? It is the same thing with these chemical medicines also. If you stop them immediately, all these things will start. Gradually it has to be tapered, and let the doctor take the call and try to cut it down. At least after 3 months, that's what I can tell you. Next slide, please. Okay, this is one more example I want to tell you. How many livers do we have in our body? Only one liver, right? No two livers? Okay, fine. See, liver toxicity is one of the most important damage which is happening today in this world actually. A simple paracetamol tablet that we take for your headache, for your fever, you know what is happening? Now they have established the dose of paracetamol in 2018. Not during these years where everybody took paracetamol actually. Yes, these days now they have told 500 mg is one tablet, right? If you take 4 tablets, that is 2 grams, 2000 mg or 2 grams. If you take 2 grams of paracetamol in a day, your liver will go for a toss. This is a paper which is established in 2018. After giving, the mafia is already done. They have made money now. Now they are publishing papers because there are some scientists who have literally proved this. After taking paracetamol, the liver will go. Acute liver failure, it is called as acute liver failure, where 60% of the liver will go. Such things are happening because of such chemical medicines. So this was one of the examples I had to tell you. Next slide, please. Well, I think most of you have seen this monkey slide, but one more monkey I have added along with this. I got this monkey slide yesterday, one more, because it was actually complementing with this monkey slide. Already I've, most of the times I've explained, these monkeys, the chimpanzees or the apes, when they evolved, you can see their spinal column was bent like this. Even the size of the skull was not something, which was evolved. See, our skulls are usually oval or round in shape. Whereas when you see that of a chimpanzee, it is somewhat flat, right? So whenever the evolution happened, the human body became straight like this, right? Ultimately, nowadays, they are sitting in front of the laptop or computers. Ultimately, the spinal column is again bending like an ape. Which means, whenever the spinal column bends like this, when your skull becomes flattened, you are prone to lifestyle diseases. Well, I again got a monkey slide along with this because I wanted to tell you, you see, the first monkey is holding a banana, right? The second monkey is holding a fruit. The third monkey is holding a fish. Fourth is holding some kind of a meat. Fifth guy, see, what I'm trying to tell you here is the first 4 stages, they are eating something natural, right? Whether it is vegetarian or non-vegetarian, that is a secondary issue. They're eating something natural. See the 5th person. He is holding something processed in his hand, right? A burger. See, what exactly happened is 4 stages of evolution, we were all natural, right? The 5th stage of evolution, what happened? We were having a burger in our hand, which was processed. And the last stage of evolution, because of that burger, not bending of the spine, it is forward bending of the spine now. It is not backward, it is forward now. When the forward happens, see, you can see the 2 things here. Okay, the backward and forward. Again, that's what I am trying to tell you. For the human body, everything should be in equilibrium. So something should not increase, something should not decrease. In the first one, you are seeing something which is forward. Second one, something which is backward like this. Something which is forward in the second one. So both the things can happen because of evolution. So these are called as evolutionary problems because of which the lifestyle diseases are coming, right? So this is the whole example of that. Next slide, please. Well, again, I was trying to tell you about the difference between wellness and modern medicine. Again, I'm not trying to oppose the modern medicine here. Wellness is an experiential science. It comes from experience, right? Most of the products have come from experience. See, this is actually called as serendipity research. Okay, sometimes we call it as serendipity research. In the sense, we try to learn from animals. Animals are our first teachers actually. You might have seen dogs eating grass, right? Yes. Dogs eat grass. So dogs actually don't eat grass regularly. Only once or twice in a month they go out and eat the grass, vomit everything out. Right? This is actually a thing. See, dog knows what that grass is useful for. That grass is actually detoxifying dog's body. This is how even man got the information on these medicinal plants. That is called as experience. So, wellness products are experience based, whereas modern medicine is experimental based. Right? I always give the example of your diabetes. Right? Diabetes is also a disease. People say diabetes is an endocrinal morphology, endocrinal pathology, all big words they'll use. Right? I'll tell you, diabetes is a thing which is induced. Again, because of taking chemicals. Whenever you are taking external hormones and chemicals inside, your pathology will increase, it will not reduce. Right? People, in fact, doctors are experimenting with your pathologies these days. They are, in fact, creating cancer inside you. In fact, I want to come back to Dr. B.M. Hegde's word here. You know what chemotherapy is all about? Probably you might have given eye-pulse to cancer patients, right, already? See, chemotherapy and radiotherapy, for example. Chemotherapy is the use of chemicals. Radiotherapy is the use of radiation. Whenever the radiation falls on your skin, suppose if you have liver cancer, I'm just giving you an example. Whenever the radiation falls on your liver part, not only the cancer cells, even the normal cells are also killed along with radiation. Is the modern medicine able to control this? Because you cannot control radiation. Again, there is a problem here. Radiotherapy apparatus is invented by some physicist who was not a doctor. And doctors are using it, unfortunately. Sometimes things are good in science also. See, there is a tablet called as Viagra. You know this? Sildenafil citrate. You know how it was discovered? Sildenafil citrate was a drug which was used for reducing hypertension. You know this? Sildenafil citrate was a drug which was discovered for reducing BP. When they were giving it to patients to reduce BP, 30 people came into the trial. Okay, 30 people were taken for a clinical trial. Doctors gave them one sildenafil citrate tablet in the night. You know what happened? Their BP reduced. That is a different issue. You know, after the end of the trial, most of the wives of those people became pregnant. Then the doctors thought, why this sildenafil citrate tablet, which was supposed to reduce the blood pressure, how did it cause pregnancy? Because the side effect of sildenafil citrate was to increase the sexual desire as well as the infertility. Effect was to reduce BP. Side effect was to cause the sexual desire. This is how the science actually plays around. So in science it is always sometimes 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, sometimes 1 plus 1 is not equal to 2. Because all our human bodies are different actually. Okay, so that is how it is. It is experimental. Okay, again I have told you wellness is all about holistic approach, which I have told you from the brain to the toe, whereas modern medicine is only organ-oriented approach. You can tell people like this. Suppose if you are taking some product for diabetes, some X product for diabetes, it is working only on your pancreas. The modern medicine works only on your pancreas. Whereas eye coffee can work on your brain, it can also work till your toe. We have given eye coffee to people who have complications of diabetes also. Complications of diabetes in the sense gangrene, right? Whenever the sugar level increases in your fingers or the toes, gangrene will happen. Normally when gangrene happens, doctors amputate the part. So, eye coffee is acting for the retinopathy in the eye also, it is acting for the gangrene in the toe also, which means it is a holistic approach. Okay, so this is called as organ-oriented approach. Next slide, please. Well, again coming back to the quality point now. Well, poisons in Ayurvedic drugs. This is what some of the papers also say. Most of the times when you look into these JAMA articles, they always tell that there are heavy metals. First what they tell, okay, your product is an Ayurvedic product. This might contain heavy metals which is bad for the kidneys. You are taking paracetamol which is killing your liver in 2 hours. That is okay for people. And people say that if you drink all these products, your kidneys will go. See, this is what the actual thing is. There is nobody to convey there. That is a problem. Well, next slide. So these are some of the equipments or the instruments which is normally used for the qualitative and the quantitative assessments of the elements inside the product. Suppose if there is some kind of salcital, okay, salcital in a particular quantity is present in the product, for example. How do you assess it quantitatively or qualitatively? These are some of the instruments which are used in the labs, inside as well as the outside. Ultimately, we are getting results in our product, right? Next slide, please. Well, these are some reports. I'm just giving you specimen reports. These are some of the areas where we are subjecting the materials for analysis. It might not be our internal lab. See, sometimes when we do things in our home, people will not agree it. We need to have an external source who can give us an information stating that your product is absolutely 100% okay. So we are giving it to some of the laboratories who are giving us the reports and the things like that. Next slide, please. Next. Some of the certifications what we have, already you might have seen it on the website as well. We have this USDA organic certification. So we have the good manufacturing practices or the GMP, which is actually given by the Ayush department. We have the Halal India certification. Next slide, please. We have the HACCP certification. We have the medicinal plants and herbal products as well. We also have the ISO 9001-2008. Next slide, please. We also have the kosher, the IDMA as well as exporter certifications. As Mr. Prem has rightly said in the the initial stage, Indus ViVa has been nominated as the best nutraceutical and wellness product company in India today. So that is the most current certification that we have. Next slide. Again, the last and the most important thing, we have this Ayush Premium seal. Ayush Premium is actually a certification given by Quality Council of India or the QCI. QCI is a body which is coming under the Ministry of, I don't know the exact ministry there, but probably Science and Technology, where the quality parameters are usually tested. And then the facility is given this Ayush Premium certification, and most of the products, our products have this Ayush Premium seal on them. So which, this Ayush Premium, if I can tell you, it is on par with FSSAI actually. Okay. So normally what exactly happens is, most of your biscuits, I'll just give you an example of a biscuit. Suppose if you eat a bourbon biscuit, right? There is a seal of FSSAI behind the bourbon biscuit because it is food. Whereas our products can be categorized as they are Ayurvedic nutraceutical health supplements. Okay, they are Ayurvedic health promoters or Ayurvedic nutraceutical health supplements, because of which we have been given this QCI Ayush Premium mark. Next slide, please. Well, already everybody knows about this. We have tied some MOUs with the Japanese organization, which is our mother company, Bioactives. Next slide. Well, coming to the last point of wellness. See, preventive healthcare. Already I have told you that our products are not only for healthy people, our products can also be given for diseased people as well as vice versa. The second point is most important. You just note the point here. To maintain the health in a healthy person and to prevent the forthcoming disease. To maintain the health in a healthy person. I am otherwise healthy. I don't have any disease right now. Suppose if I don't want to get any disease in future, I should use the Indus ViVa products. This is what it is. Suppose if I already have a disease, then also you can use the Indus ViVa products to control the disease. This is what the meaning is. Not a replacement for mainstream medicine. Again, a very important point. Suppose if somebody is using the diabetes tablet, you should not tell them initially to stop the tablet, use only eye coffee, definitely you will get rid of the disease. No. At the initial point of time, you should not tell this. After the sugar levels are regularized at some point of time, definitely chances can be taken. I'll let you know that in future. Should not be consumed by reducing the dose of main medicine. Suppose if you are consuming 500 mg of metformin hydrochloride, you should not make it 250 mg and give 3 packets of iCoffee in a day. No. This should not something that you are authorized to do actually. Whatever the dose is, you can definitely give. You can ask the patient to continue his or her medicines, whatever the way they are taking actually. So can be taken along with other medicines? Definitely yes. There are no such effects where iCoffee or iPulse or whatever the products can cause along with the other medications. Suppose if you are taking insulin, you can take iCoffee along with insulin also. Insulin will not cause any side effects. In fact, iCoffee will complement the insulin. That's what I was telling you. There are some of the medicines where our products can complement them. It can bring your effect very fast. Right? Moderate to no side effects. Again, I'm using the word moderate to no side effects. People tell that, sir, your product is absolutely 100% free of side effects. No, I will not tell you that. Because, see, normally how are children born? Whenever the father and the mother unites, the children is born, right? It is nothing but a reaction. Whenever hydrogen, H2 plus O2 combines, you get H2O. Whatever, whenever two things combine, there should be a third thing which comes out. Whenever you take the product inside the body, there will be some kind of a reaction inside. You know your stomach contains hydrochloric acid. The pH of your stomach is 1.5 to 2 actually. It is highly acidic. In fact, I always tell this, the fire is not there outside, the fire is inside your stomach always. Right? So, that is the reason why whenever you are too much heated up or too much angry, don't try to do anything or japa tapa or om, nothing. You drink water. Really. If you drink water, automatically your anger reduces because you are cooling it down actually. Right? That is the reason why whenever you take a product inside, there will be some kind of a reaction by which moderate side effects can be seen. That is the reason why some people usually complain, sir, I have taken ice slim, but after taking ice slim for some days, sir, I have this loose motion, I have vomiting sensation, I have burning in the stomach, I get so many cases every day actually. But this is a moderate reaction. I don't call it as a side effect. It is a moderate reaction which is happening inside the body, which is bound to happen, which will happen. So don't have to worry about that. After some days, definitely the reactions will subside. During that period, you need to consume lots of water actually. When you consume lots of water, automatically your anger and the heat will reduce inside the body. If I have to use a very colloquial term, it is heat, what people say. सर गर्मी बढ़ रहा है सर, अंदर बहुत गर्मी हो रहा है, मुझे खुजली हो रहा है उससे, वो तो कुछ दाना दाना जैसे निकल रहा है मेरे त्वचा से. All these things people will tell actually. It is nothing but the reaction, moderate reaction which is happening inside. Don't have to worry about it. Within a span of 1 week, your reactions will close. Don't worry about it. Well, suitable for all age groups and gender. Definitely, that's what I give the example most of the times. A baby of 3 months also I have given iPulse. There is a case where it was a premature baby where the organ developments were not there. In fact, we tried with iPulse at 0.5 ml per day. Now the baby is 8 months old actually. This is a true testimony I am telling you. The baby, a premature baby which was born with 1.8 kgs of weight. It was a girl baby, 1.8 kgs. Now she is 8 months old. She is around 10 kgs now. That mother is still in conversation with me most of the times. At least once in a month she calls me and tells me. Well, so this is what it is. Till 100 years of age, if a person lives 100 years, more than the 100 years also, no problem. You can give iPulse. Okay? Because there are some cases where in Arunachal Pradesh I have seen people giving it to more than 100 years also. They have told me actually. So that can also happen. Next slide, please. Well, there are 2 arrows here. So which way we are? Right or the left? Yes, we are always towards the right side. The green signal is there for wellness. I hope you have taken all these points now, right? And you need to convey these points to your downlines and consumers. Please use these terminologies and words. I have not used some big scientific words here. No. I have used your colloquial common man's language only. Try to use these terminologies. Even with doctors can also approve with these terminologies actually. You can definitely sell the products to a better spectrum on a larger scale as well. Next slide, please. Okay, so let me start with the first product. Well, I think we can have the sample distribution right now or after the ice slim starts. after the iSlim starts. Okay, fine. The second product is the iSlim. So first product is iCoffee. So let me start with iCoffee first. Well, as the name indicates, iCoffee. Everybody have tasted iCoffee, right? Okay, fine. Because normally why I ask this question is sometimes people would not have tasted iCoffee sometimes. So, well, I'll tell you some of the most important updates which have been done in iCoffee these days. There is one thing called as iCoffee Black which has come into the market. Has everybody tasted that? Everyone? Okay, fine. How is it? Super? Okay, fine. Next. So this is how it looks like. Normally you might have tasted it also. Next slide. I'll tell you the difference between iCoffee and iCoffee Black because most people will be curious about this, right? What is iCoffee and what is iCoffee Black? What is the difference? What is the pack size different? Where and all it can be used? Which conditions you should not use this? All these things are there in your mind, I know that. Well, next slide. Again, coming back to the statistics, this statistics even holds good even today actually. In the year 2000, there were 32%, 31.7%, make it 32% of Indian population was having diabetes. This is 2018 now. In the year 2025, okay, in the year 2025, 80% of Indian population will have diabetes. From 32%, it will go up to 80%, which means there is 150% increase in diabetes. 150%. 150% matlab 100 se upar hai. It is more than 100%, right? So that is why we are called as what? Diabetic capital of the world. We are the most sweetest people on this planet. हम बहुत मीठे लोग हैं, सही है? Right. We are all sugar factors because हमको see normally India में क्या होता है? हर त्योहार हो कुछ भी हो, the first thing is sweet. That's why I give you the example of Kolkata wherever I go actually. Really I experienced this actually there. In the midnight 12 o'clock I went and ate 4 rasgullas. People are making rasgullas on the streets there. Very, very small shops are there. Around about that Kali Ghat temple. If you go there, you can eat 4 or 5 rasgullas, fresh one. Full of sweet. Night 12 o'clock people are standing in the queue and they are eating. So if this is a rate of sugar going inside your body, what will happen to your pancreas? Pancreas has to push the insulin like anything. See, pancreas is something like your Reserve Bank of India. Okay? Reserve Bank of India is here. State Bank of India is here. If Reserve Bank releases the money, State Bank will get the money. Right? Punjab National Bank, I don't know. Okay, that is something else actually. But State Bank will get the money if Reserve Bank releases the money. So, if pancreas releases your insulin, only then the insulin will reach the tissues. Right? Insulin will reach the tissues actually. Only then your sugar metabolism will be okay inside the body. See, whenever you are overloading the body with your sweets, demonetization will happen. Right? That should not happen actually. This is a simple example I am trying to tell you. If you are overloading the sweets, it is something like black money which is going inside this, the Reserve Bank itself is actually circulating all these things. No. Okay, so that is one simple example. Again, but we have very good advantage with us because we have iCoffee so that at least this 150% of diabetes can be cut down to 75. That at least half the, the percentage of people who are suffering today can be cut down to half. If that is done, that is the most important thing actually. Next slide, please. Well, coming to the concept of diabetes, I will not go deep into the science of diabetes. I am just telling you how exactly you should convey this to people. Diabetes is not a single disease. That is first thing that you have to tell people. Normally when the people in the field, what they will ask you, sir, I have sugar. That is what they come and tell you, right? I have sugar. I have sugar in the sense, sugar is diabetes, you know that. But diabetes in the sense, it is not only sugar, it is a combination of 10 diseases actually. Diabetes is a disorder, it is not a disease. Diabetes is a disorder where it is a combination of 10 diseases. First of all, you should get that thing in your brain, you should tell people like that. You are not only suffering from sugar, you are suffering from these 10 diseases also. So that you are trying to create some kind of fear and awareness in the people also. So that you can tell them, okay, you drink iCoffee, you will get rid of all these 10 problems. Not only sugar. If you convey this in this particular way, definitely your products, the business of the products will also increase actually. The sales will also increase. Well, diabetes, the first and the foremost reason for diabetes is called as insulin resistance. Insulin resistance in the sense, what exactly happened during the demonetization time? All the notes were banned. You did not get the money in the ATM, correct? ATMs were having long queues. Similarly, what happens in the human body is, the pancreas, because of excessive sugar in the body, will not release insulin. Whenever insulin is not released in more quantity, your heart will not get the insulin properly, your liver will not get the insulin properly, your eyes will not get the insulin properly. You just think about the example of demonetization as well as release of insulin from the pancreas. It is called as insulin resistance. Whenever this scenario happens, you will get the disease called as diabetes mellitus. Whenever the insulin is not reaching your tissues, it is called as diabetes. I think you got my point, right? This is a simple example of that. The second point is abnormal glucose production by liver. This is also very important. Glucose. I think most people know about glucose, but still, whenever you think about glucose, people will think about glucon D. Normally, when I ask people, no, you know about glucose, they will say, yes, sir, glucon D. In fact, that is also glucose only. In fact, we call it as dextrose, but that is glucose, right? Glucose is very much required for energy. If I am speaking like this, my glucose is getting exhausted inside. Suppose if I eat some sugar, my energy will increase again. Glucose is very much required, but in a particular quantity. It is not required more than the required quantity. Whenever your liver produces more glucose, it is called as gluconeogenesis in medical terms. More glucose is released, your sugar metabolism will be impaired, you will get diabetes. This is the second reason. The third reason is genetic susceptibility. You know what people tell? Finally, when you go to a doctor, suppose if you have fever, for example, you might have seen this. One diagnosis they will write at the end, pyrexia of unknown origin, which means they don't know where it has come from. Unknown origin. Genetic susceptibility is also something like that. My grandfather had diabetes. Why he got diabetes, I don't know. His great-grandfather might have had diabetes, right? Why he got, I don't know. Today I got diabetes, that also I don't know. I did not eat sweet throughout my life, but still I got diabetes. That is called as genetic susceptibility. Suppose if your defective genes are there, automatically the diabetes can come. Without any family history also diabetes can come. That actually we call it as some unknown sources actually, unknown origins. Obesity and physical inactivity, very important. That is why I always give this example. So which is a festival which is very much near now? Now this is April, right? Whatever, some festival for example. During the festival time, what will happen in the market? Normally when you go to a mall, buy one, get one free offer, correct? Yes. That is the first thing that you see during the festivals. Normally we go into the showrooms, buy one shirt, get one shirt free. That is why I tell you, if you have diabetes, obesity is also free. Or take the other way around, if you have obesity, diabetes is also free. Okay? एक लिया तो एक मुफ्त में मिलेगा आपको. That is why all these things are interconnected. Obesity and physical inactivity. Normally when you don't have physical activity, automatically the organs inside your body will also sleep. If you don't get up and run or walk every day in the morning, definitely your organs will also sleep inside. Because they also want the things to, see, I am not trying to say that liver will also run along with you, no. Liver will be there inside the body, but again the chemicals inside the liver will start circulating actually. That should happen. So physical inactivity can also cause diabetes. The next important thing is increasing age. Very important. Nowadays, 3-year-old children are also getting diabetes. That is called as type 1 diabetes, right? Type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes is after 40 years of age. There is something in between called as pre-diabetes. Starting from 18 years to 40 years, the diabetes that you get, where your sugar levels are 125 constantly, it is called as pre-diabetes. Nowadays, increasing age. Suppose if I am 40, when I am 50 years old, automatically my sugar levels are so much impaired, both the kidneys will be damaged. Now I'll tell you the exact research now. Suppose if you are diagnosed with diabetes today, within a span of 10 years, if you are not properly treated, both your kidneys will fail. Because the renal failure cases are more these days, especially with the history of diabetes. Again, after suppose if the renal kidney fails, again, okay, doctor will say dialysis, hemodialysis. Again, that is a machine. If you are able to pay 1 lakh per day, you can do it for 10 years also, no problems. But God has given us 2 kidneys, right? Human body can survive with 1 kidney only. Suppose if both of them go, somebody has to donate you. Okay, otherwise there is no other way go. So this is how the increasing age happens. And lastly, it is the bad diet. Bad diet in the sense, our diet is in our hands, right? Your health is in your hands. Suppose whenever you are eating your food, normally the sugar content in the food has to be limited. That's what I tell people. Wow. Suppose if you are not diabetic also, please don't try to eat more sweet when you are eating your meal. I'm trying to talk about your meal. I'm not trying to talk about your cake party or birthday cake or something. No. You can eat a birthday cake, there is no problem. But whenever you are having a main meal, for example, an afternoon lunch or a night dinner, don't eat more sweets in that. Automatically your sugar metabolism is impaired in the nights. Better not to do that actually. Okay, so this is how you should control your diet. Basically, there are 3 types of diabetes, type 1, type 2, there is no type 3. There is type 3, but it is still not found in India. You know, I'll tell you one thing, this United States, no, all this US FDA, all these big people there, they will create a disease. They will give it a number. It is just like your Apple iPhones. When the iPhone X is launched in US, it takes 2 months to come to India. It is similar thing like that. Diabetes type 3 is discovered in US, it takes 2 years to come to India actually. This is how they make a mafia. This is how the pharma companies are making mafias actually. There is no type 3 as such, still it is in a very research nascent stage. The third important variety is a gestational diabetes or a pregnancy-induced diabetes. Sometimes without any family history during pregnancy, what happens, from the 2nd month or the 3rd month onwards, the pregnant lady will develop impaired sugar levels. That is called as gestational diabetes. Sometimes after the birth of the baby, automatically the sugar levels will cut down. But sometimes throughout lifelong this will happen. Even in such conditions, eye coffee can be given, because I am seeing people, pregnant women, taking eye coffee also, safely. Okay, so but again I am trying to tell you, till 6 months of pregnancy I have the data with me. After 6 months I don't have the data. So I will not speak about after 6 months. Most of our products, all the 4 products, I have data till 6 months of pregnancy only. After 6 months, I don't have a data with me, so probably it is your risk if suppose if you are trying to give it. Right? So this is about this slide. Next slide, please. Well, I was trying to talk about diabetes as a disorder, right? Diabetes is a combination of 10 diseases. What are these 10 diseases actually? The first and the foremost thing is tiredness. People tell, sir, I am tired, sir. Tiredness will happen to everybody, right? Tiredness can happen to everybody. But suppose if you are 40 years old, around about 40 years old, if you are feeling fatigued and tired on a daily basis, even if you are eating properly, you are exercising properly, still you are feeling tired, always get a sugar test done. That is the first thing. Second thing is frequent urination, very important. How many times do you pass urine in a day? Maximum 5 times, 6 times. Suppose if the temperature is very cold outside, like 3 degrees or 4 degrees, you can pass for 8 times or also. There is no problem with that. Suppose if the temperature is 40 degrees outside, and if you are passing 15 times of urine without drinking water, this is called as diabetes, right? This is called as diabetes, that is called as polyuria or frequent urination. The next thing is sudden weight loss. I've told you that obesity and diabetes are complementing, right? But sometimes when you are diagnosed with diabetes, your weight can also lose. It is not only the weight gain, it is the other way around. I've seen people losing 10 kgs or 20 kgs in 1 month because of sugar levels. That can also happen. That is a very rare scenario, but Wounds that not heal, very important. Suppose if you are shaving in the morning, you have a wound here, it's bleeding. Normal people, for at least in a span of 1 day, it will go off. Suppose if your wound doesn't go, at least in a span of 3 days, I'm giving you a limit of 3 days, still something is oozing out of your wound, that may be a case of diabetes. Normally what happens is, whenever the wounds happen in your leg, because of lack of blood circulation, what exactly happens is, the gangrene will happen. That is exactly called as gangrene. The tissues will putrefy. Whenever the gangrene happens, automatically the doctor will cut the leg. It is called as amputation, right? What I am trying to tell you here is, suppose if you are giving eye coffee to a consumer, you are also preventing the complications of diabetes like amputation of the gangrene. Not only controlling the sugar levels, you are controlling the complications also. This is how you have to try and convey people. The next important thing is, always hungry. See, this is a common phenomenon actually. People eat, right? Normally everybody of us eat actually. It depends on your capacity sometimes. I can eat 2 rotis, somebody can eat 10 rotis also. But that is a natural thing. But suppose if I had a heavy meal 10 minutes back, again after 10 minutes if I am having severe hunger, again I am eating 1 full thali of South Indian. What will happen? Again, if your body is able to digest that, that's what I am trying to tell you here. That is an abnormal thing which is happening inside the body. Suppose if your stomach is overfilled, what will happen? You will vomit it, right? If you drink more water also, you will vomit it. Or the loose motions will happen the other way around. But if a person is able to digest 2 or 3 meals continuously without vomiting and loose motion, that is a case of diabetes. I have seen people in diabetes who are voracious eaters. They just eat anything and everything. They are voracious eaters there. It is something like, all these insects, they keep on eating, something like that. That will also happen. Next thing is sexual problems, very important. Whenever the sugar level impairs in the body, the sexual hormones, they are called as testosterones, that will reduce. Because of which the sexual desire becomes less. Something called as erectile dysfunction happens. There is no desire for sexual acts actually. Even in case of females, it is the same thing. Now what exactly happens is, there is painful sex, we call it as dyspareunia, or the painful sex will happen. This is also because of impaired sugar levels. Next thing is blurred vision. Whenever the sugar levels are impaired in your eyes, there are 2 important structures in our eyes, retinas. 1 retina in each eye. Suppose if the retina is damaged, nobody can even donate you another retina. You know what? Nowadays, intraocular injections have come. You have heard about this? 1 injection is costing 40,000 rupees actually. I have seen in one of my relatives using this injection in Narayana Netralaya. See, what they do is, suppose if there is some problem in your inner eye, they will inject the injection through your eye directly. The needle is inserted through your eye, directly they will fill the humor inside the eye. Now they are doing it, they are called as intraocular injections. Very, very costly injections, but no use with that. Probably for 1 or 2 days the patient is able to see, that's it. Not more than that. Okay, so these are very, very costly injections, again under research. What I am trying to tell you here is, when the sugar levels are impaired inside the eyes, the retinas will go completely. It is called as retinopathies. Next thing is vaginal infections in females. It's very important. I am trying to talk about the polycystic ovarian disease here, PCOD. See, normally, some people usually ask me, sir, why did you prescribe or suggest eye coffee for a PCOD case? I'll tell you why the polycystic ovarian disease happens is because of sugar impairment. Even though you don't have diabetes, whenever the sugar impairs in your uterus, automatically the cyst will be formed in your ovaries. This is the actual medical mechanism of PCOD. That is the reason why, suppose in case of ladies, if there is PCOD cases with you, please give a combination of pulse and coffee. It works wonders actually. I've seen the ovarian cysts reduce in size. I have the ultrasound scan reports with me actually, before and after eye coffee and eye pulse. Suppose if you use this combination, definitely things will work out. The next important thing is numbness and tingling of feet. Especially tingling. Tingling in the sense, I try to step on this, there is some kind of pricks, some kind of thorn picking in my foot actually. Some kind of burning in my feet, burning in my palms. This is also a very important severe complication of diabetes. This is called as neuralgia, diabetic neuropathy, right? The nerves will be damaged. The last and the most important thing is always thirsty. Everybody has a water bottle here. Everybody is drinking water, right? But what is the quantity of water that we should consume per day? That is also a question. Some people say that I will drink 10 liters, sir. If you drink 10 liters of water, either you will vomit or it will pass through your urine. Suppose if you work out actually. Suppose if you drink 10 liters of water and sleep, what will happen? Don't try to experiment these things. Okay? You will have vomiting and severe stomach distress. Normally a person can drink around 4 to 5 liters. Maximum I am telling. At least if you drink 4 liters, it is well and good. Suppose in a case of diabetes, what happens is, they will drink 10 liters without any problem. I have seen this. It is called as polydipsia. Polydipsia is a condition where people drink more and more water without any stomach problems. Whereas in a normal person, if you drink 10 liters, you will vomit it. In that case of diabetes, nothing will happen to them. All these are some of the secrets that I am giving you so that you can see these things in the field actually. Ask them and you can tell them all these 10 conditions. iCoffee is a product not only for controlling sugar, it is also for controlling all these things. If you do this, automatically your sales will also increase. The people will also be educated on this particular point. Next slide, please. Well, this was the thing I was talking about. This is one of the major problems which is happening today in India. 80 million people in India are suffering from pre-diabetes today. You know this? 80 million people. Whenever your sugar levels are between 110 to 125, 110 to 125, constantly for 3 months. Okay, and your age is very young actually. If you are around 18 to 40 years, from 18 years to 40 years, if your sugar levels are 110 to 125, it is a case of pre-diabetes. Especially for college-going students, school students, young, working class people, everybody is suffering from this problem actually. iCoffee is not a product only for some old people, no? People should not think like that. Only buzurg logon ko dena chahiye, ye young logon ko dena nahi chahiye. Aisa kuch. Even for small, young adolescent people also, you can give iCoffee. There is no problem. Well, so this is about pre-diabetes. Suppose if you really get a chance, it's an untapped segment actually. Pre-diabetes is an untapped segment. Definitely please try to tap it, knock it, break it, go inside and definitely you can win the race actually. Okay, so please do that. Next slide please. Well, again, coming back to our active ingredient, salsitol is actually an extract which is taken from Salacia reticulata, which is a moderate sized tree. Normally the Salacia reticulata is naturally found in the forests of Western Ghats, starting from the Ratnagiri belt of Maharashtra till Sri Lanka. This is what the habit of the plant is. Normally the extract of salsitol, there are several papers which are published on this particular thing. Please have a look at it. Suppose if you really want to have a thorough understanding of this, salsitol is a very good ingredient, an extract for the overall management of diabetes. Maybe it is type 1, maybe it is type 2, maybe it is gestational diabetes or pre-diabetes. All the 4 conditions I am trying to tell you. Well, so this is what it is. Next slide. Next. Well, this is one of the publications which is there in the CTR, that is the Clinical Trial Registry of India, has this study of salsitol, which is actually the prevention of the conversion of polysaccharides to glucose, right? So this is one of the things. Suppose if you are really interested, you can just have a look at it. I will not explain this deeply because this is deep science actually. Suppose if I have to explain you now. Next slide please. Well, there are some of the animal and in vitro trials that we have. I am just trying to tell you this. Some of the results are not out till. We are just doing it. There are some of the trials which have been already started on iCoffee. Next slide. Well, the mode of action of iCoffee. How does iCoffee work on your body? Just to tell you in very simple terms, what exactly happens is, iCoffee concentrates on the whole body, as I have told you, from the brain till the toe. But still, iCoffee works on 2 major organs in the body also. First organ is the intestines, second organ is the pancreas. What exactly happens is, whenever you drink iCoffee, the absorption of sugar in the intestines is also reduced. Because whatever food you eat, for example, if you eat rice, 1 cup of rice contains n number of sugar calories. Whenever you eat rice, whenever the rice reaches your intestines, what exactly happens is the sugar level is absorbed inside. What eye coffee does is it will limit the absorption of sugar. At the first step, it is cutting actually. Second important thing, it goes to the pancreas. In the pancreas, what exactly happens is the insulin production is normally limited in the pancreas. What salsitol does is it will also initiate or trigger the insulin production there. Totally, there are two important mechanisms what you can just remember about, and you can tell people also the same thing, because this is actually the mechanism of action of eye coffee. Right? Next slide, please. Well, some of the FAQs, this is what normally people ask me. This is what the FAQs that you people have to know about actually. Is eye coffee suitable for all kinds of diabetes? This is what people in the field can ask you actually. Yes, all kinds of diabetes it can be used. Does it have sugar? Well, this is one question that people normally ask me. Sir, your table has sugar, sir. Your nutritional table has sugar. Well, that is what I normally, make a lot of calculations and tell them. Well, that 9.29% is not sugar. Don't worry about it. Okay, don't worry about it. It is just 1.39 grams of lactose from the creamer. Okay, it is not from any inherited sugar or something we have added from the top. No. Don't have to worry about the sugar part of it. That you can directly tell people that 9.29% is definitely not sugar. Don't worry about it. How long this should be taken? This is very important. Should I take it for 1 day, 2 days, 1 month, 3 months, or 1 year? See, what I tell people is this is a wellness product. Normally, as per our clinical trial reports also, normally when a person takes eye coffee, at least for a minimum period of 3 months or 90 days, normally the effect can be seen within 1 month. For a maintenance dose, at least for 3 months, the product has to be used in its regular dose. Later on, continuously for a year also, you can drink eye coffee. There is no problem. At least you are preventing diabetes for your future as well as for your future generations also. Right? So that is what it is. Can this be taken along with other medicines? Is there a contradictory medicine along with eye coffee? That's what I am trying to tell you here. People tell, you know this case of epilepsy, fits. So many people ask me actually, sir, I have fits, I also have diabetes. Can I take eye coffee? Because they will be taking this Gardinal tablets. They are called as Gardinal tablets for epilepsy. If you take this Gardinal tablet, the epilepsy will stop actually. I'll tell you, I have given to 2 patients of Gardinal, eye coffee has caused no problems. So this is a real testimony. I have a documented evidence for this. So there is no problems with such medicines also. Suppose if you have cancer and diabetes. See, these are some of the examples I am telling you. Even in a case of cancer, if you have diabetes, please give eye coffee. There is no problems. It will not impair the sugar levels. Don't worry about it. Can this be taken along with insulin? Again, I will tell you a clinical value here. This I have tested and seen. Anybody taking above 40 units of insulin per day, anybody taking above 40 units of insulin per day, they can use only 1 packet of eye coffee in a day, or make it half also. Half in the morning and half in the night. But don't take 2. Because I have seen it in 2 or 3 cases where the sugar levels have fallen down. They are taking 50 units of insulin in a day along with 2 packets, 1 in the morning and 1 in the night of eye coffee. Normally what happens is hypoglycemia will happen. The sugar levels tend to fall down immediately. See, normally I will tell you, if your sugar level is 600 also, don't worry about it. Your sugar level should not become 60 immediately. If your sugar level falls down to 60 without any reason, it is, a very, very bad thing to happen actually. People can go in for something called as diabetic coma. Right? So, in these conditions, it is always better. Other conditions, you can give 1 packet in the morning and 1 in the night. The next important thing is, can a normal person take eye coffee? I don't have sugar. Can I use eye coffee? Well, there are 2 ways of using it. Well, if you are okay with the eye coffee preparation directly, you use it. Suppose if you want to add sugar along with eye coffee. I don't have sugar. I don't have diabetes. If I am using eye coffee, I can also use sugar. But don't add 2 or 3 teaspoons. Add a bit of sugar, suppose if you want to. Suppose if you are a normal person. Right? You can also add milk if you want to, if you are a normal person. But for a diabetic person, it is always suggested to use hot water. Don't use milk. Okay, it is always better to use hot water. If you use milk, what happens? Again, the milk sugars will increase inside. There is no harm to the body actually. There is no reason to say that milk is not used in diabetes. Milk can be drunk by diabetes people, but in a very small quantity actually. Okay. Normally, coffee should be taken twice a day, once in the morning and once in the night, preferably half an hour before your meal. This is what is the actual dose. Half an hour before your meal, twice in a day. Normally, it will be showing the activities. Next slide, please. Well, the concept of caffeine-free and sugar-free, although some amount of caffeine is there in the coffee, normally it will be there, but still this caffeine is not that kind of a synthetic caffeine which will actually cause some problems inside the body, right? This is a very, very natural form of very small amounts of caffeine will be there. Sometimes the caffeine content will not be there also, okay? So you don't have to worry about the caffeine complications here. And of course, sugar-free, I have told you that 9.29 gram, please remove it out of your brains. Okay? Suppose if somebody asks, tell them that that is not sugar, that is a milk sugar, that is not sucrose, that is not sugar actually. Next slide, please. Well, I would like to say that replace your regular coffee with iCoffee creamer or iCoffee black. Again, I will come back to iCoffee black again before I end this actually. iCoffee black, as you know, is a 10-gram sachet that you have. It is not a 15-gram sachet. It is a 10-gram sachet in a big box, okay, which is having around 50 sachets, right? So people may ask me, what is the difference between the two? The major difference is one is with creamer, the other is without creamer, right? The second difference is also, that's what I want to tell you is, suppose if a person is liking coffee along with milk, let them have creamer. If somebody is really liking black coffee, let them continue with black coffee. Both of them activity-wise, it is almost the same. There is no difference in that. Except for the salcital content, which is more in quantity, especially in iCoffee black. I think Sharik should correct me if I'm wrong. Right? Okay. It is more in quantity in iCoffee black, wherein cases of diabetes can be definitely brought back to control within a few days actually with iCoffee black. You can also have a combination of iCoffee and iCoffee black together as well. That's what I was trying to tell you about the complementing effect. Suppose if you take iCoffee and iCoffee black together, I don't mean to say that you cut down iCoffee packet, cut black packet, mix together, no. I am not trying to tell you that. You can have a combination of iCoffee and iCoffee black also. iCoffee creamer in the morning and black in the night. If that can also be done, it is complementing together. That is also one of the other ways that you can sell the product actually. You can tell people, use one in the day and one in the night also is fine. It can also be done in that way. Okay, so these are some of the differences and the things that you need to convey to your consumers and downlines. Right? So this is about iCoffee. Next slide, please. I think we can have a distribution now. Well, see, before I go into this, all of you will be given a sample of a new product called as iSlim Flat Tummy Bar. I want to tell you some important features of this iSlim bar. Okay? The first and the foremost feature is, this is a bar, sorry, previous. Okay. I think you might have seen those boxes as well. So that is a specimen box. If somebody can give me one box. Yeah. Oh, it's here. Okay. Fine. See, this is a specimen box which normally the commercial batch will also come like this. When you look into the box, the first thing is calorie part of it. It is having very less calories. That is the most important thing for weight reduction process actually. Your calories should not be more. It is having less calories, very, very less sugar. See, you might be having that sweet taste when you are eating the bar. But again, I am telling you that is not sugar. That is a sweetener which is added. Okay? These sweeteners are having zero glycemic index. In the sense, people with diabetes can also have this, their sugars will not be impaired. Okay, so it is having zero glycemic index. Okay, the third point is, it is a very good weight management support as well. What exactly happens is, so far as all these energy bars are concerned, suppose if someone eats after eating this bar, that is why I told you, you have to finish your meal before eating the bar always. Suppose if someone eats anything after eating the bar, your weight will increase. Okay, so better not to do that, since we are claiming it as a product which will reduce your weight. That is the reason why you should eat this before you eat anything. Right now, we are positioning this as a bar which will reduce your weight. Better to eat This after eating your food, that is 2 hours gap should be there. After eating this, nothing should be eaten. Okay, so that is the thing. And the next one is, it is a fiber-rich bar. Normally, I'll tell you about what fibers are. I'll tell you later. And the last one is, it is 100% natural, plant-based proteins are there inside, plant-based components are there inside. Absolutely, it is zero preservatives, zero chemicals. Okay. Well, next slide, please. As you all know, coming to the obesity again, obesity and overweight, where can we fit into this bar exactly? India is third rank in obesity and overweight. As you all know this, US is first, followed by China, and third thing is India. Well, India needs to lose weight. I always told this in my video as well. iSlim is there to make India lose weight. Now we have iSlim flat tummies so that India can also lose its tummy now. Okay, so this can also happen with iSlim flat tummies, because again, the national highways have to be more. Okay, the guard sections have to be limited actually. Next slide, please. Okay, now again, iSlim flat tummies is also a very good product, especially for these health consequences. In the sense, whenever a person is said to be obese or overweight, these things tends to happen. Already I have told you, diabetes if it is there, obesity is free. Obesity if it is there, diabetes is free. Diabetes is a first and foremost disease which can come if you are overweight, because your sugar metabolism is impaired. Second thing is heart problems. Definitely, when your cholesterol level increases, automatically the heart problems will start. iSlim flat tummy bar is having some components like FB3, which will cut down your cholesterol also. And this metabolism will happen when you are sleeping in the night. When you are skipping your dinner in the night, automatically the iSlim bar will work inside so that your lipid levels are brought to normalcy. Afterwards, definitely your cholesterol levels will reduce. You can also prevent a person from going into heart attacks. Right? The third point is decrease in immunity, a very important thing. Because of overweight and obesity, a lot of immunity problems tend to happen these days. Right? People are losing their resistance. Once you become overweight and obese, you are not able to climb the stairs also. All these things with the help of flat tummies, with the ease of use. I am using the word ease of use. See, previously you used to cut the packet, put it in a glass of water, mix it and drink it. It was quite a laborious process, right? But this is quite easy. Just remove the packet, chew it, that is it. Just bite it, it will melt inside, it will start working inside. Okay, so this is what the concept is. Next thing is increased risk of cancer. Again, because of obesity, it can happen. Next thing is osteoarthritis. I'm trying to tell you that there are these components within iSlim bar also, which has some multi-minerals and multivitamins. This is very important. Multivitamins and multi-minerals, which can also help in your bone problems actually, because of overweight. Such people can also take iSlim bar so that their bone problems are also reduced, like arthritis. Okay, the next thing is asthma. I'm not trying to tell that this can cure asthma or something. Because of overweight and obesity, one who is having the asthma problems also, even such people can consume this particular product. That thing, their weight will also reduce. High blood cholesterol, again the same thing. The cholesterol element is also cut down by eating this iSlim flat tummy bar. Again, renal failure can also be prevented. Sleep apnea. These are some of the points. I will not go deep into this because most of the obesity is associated with all these points actually. Suppose if one person is overweight, all these problems are associated with him or her. By giving iSlim flat tummy bar, you are not only cutting the weight of the person, but you are trying to solve all these problems also. So that is the way you need to convey it to people actually. So only then the sales will be more actually. Next slide. Okay, coming back to FB3, already I have told iSlim flat tummy bar is built on the foundation of FB3, which is nothing but fat burner 3. Okay, it is 3 components which will burn out your fat. The first component is called as Salacia reticulator, which is there in iCoffee also. It is there in iSlim also. Coleus forskolli, which is a very good weight reducing agent. It contains an element called as forskolin, which will reduce your weight. The third one is, everybody knows this, right? See, same, everybody uses in their houses. But most of them do not know that this till will reduce the cholesterol. I'm talking about the black till, not the white one. Normally people use the white, they don't use the black. The black has this property of cutting down the cholesterol. Next slide. Okay, now comes the point actually. iSlim flat tummies is fiber rich. I told you that it contains fibers, right? Most of us do not consume fibers in our daily life. We don't do that actually. Fibers are very important for cutting down your weight. iSlim flat tummies has two major fibers here. First one is called as oats. I think most of you might be eating oats in the morning or sometime, right? But we have added this oats inside iSlim flat tummies also. When you are biting it, you might have felt it also now, right? The next thing, I think people from the south know about this because we eat this a lot here. Okay, this is called as ragi or the millets, otherwise called as the field millets. This is one such grain which will actually help to reduce weight as well as increase the nutrition levels. It is rich with natural protein as well as fibers. iSlim flat tummies has a combination of oats fibers as well as ragi fibers, by which not only your energy is, normally people think that whenever you are losing weight, I'm losing energy. No sir, I'm eating iSlim, I'm feeling weakness. No, you will never have weakness because you will be getting energy from these two components. So, this is a way you need to convince people actually, you need to tell them this way. This is a way that iSlim is actually working. Next slide please. Well, that's what I told you. It contains less calories, low sugar, healthy weight management, fiber rich and natural and plant based. You can actually tell these 5 points to people. I'll tell you, these are the 5 major USPs we are talking about. No product in India today. iSlim flat tummies is the first product in India which is not protein based, which is FB3 based. Having these 5 USPs, it is one of its kind product in India which is used for reducing weight just by biting it and eating it. Okay, next slide. Already I have told you this contains natural fibers, it contains amino acids also. It contains vitamins, multivitamins and multiminerals also. That is the reason why suppose if someone is fat and if they have some bone problems and joint problems, you can definitely give iSlim fat tummy bar. It will also help out in supplementing the calcium, vitamins and minerals to the people. That can also happen with that. Well, next slide please. Next. Okay, next slide. I want to talk about this particular slide to everybody. Whenever you are using this iSlim flat tummy, along with iSlim flat tummy, some things can be followed. This is just for a wellness sake I am trying to tell you what exactly is the diet that you should follow when you are reducing the weight. See, the first and the foremost thing is less carbohydrates and starch. See, carbohydrates and starch normally come from your rice. चावल से carbohydrate ज़्यादा आता है. गेहूं में भी ज़्यादा carbohydrates रहता है, but it is comparatively less than that of rice. But what exactly happens is when you consume more rice, more starch and more carbohydrates tend to go into your body. Automatically the person will become hefty, right? Always try to cut down on your carbohydrates, especially the rice. Suppose if you are eating rice 3 times in a day, make it 1 time in a day. Better to leave it in the night completely. That will definitely help in decreasing the weight. Second thing is more dietary soluble and insoluble fibers. This is very important. See, nobody of us is actually eating the fibers. There are very good vegetables with fibers. Ridge gourd. What do you call it in Telugu? Ridge gourd. Hirekai, we call it in Kannada actually. Okay. Does anybody eat that? Because it is looking somewhat weird. When you cook also, it is difficult to bite. People will not eat such things. Drumstick. Normally in South India we use drumstick, but North India I have not seen people using drumsticks. Because difficult to eat, no? But that contains very good fibers. That is the reason why iSlim flat tummy bar contains natural fibers in it. Even if you are not eating fibers in your meal also, just eat iSlim bar, your weight will reduce. So that is the thing. Next thing is less oil and saturated fat. This is very important. See, oil every day we are eating, right? See, nowadays people are eating, some health conscious people, they are eating all these good oils like olive oil or rice bran oil. But most of them don't use such oils. We are using sunflower oil, so things like that. And the fat part of it, we are using processed fat. Processed fat in the sense it is cheese. Cheese which is not from our country actually, it is called as processed fat. Whenever you eat this processed fat every day, automatically the cholesterol will build up inside your heart. That is the reason why we are not using fat things inside iSlim. iSlim is totally fat free actually. 100% fibers, what they will do, they will melt this fat. Whenever you are biting iSlim and eating it, your fat will be melted inside and it will go through your motion. Automatically the weight will reduce. The next thing is optimum protein. This is also very important. For vegetarians, protein is totally away. Protein sources is absolutely not there. For non-vegetarians, at least protein sources are there. But again, you should not eat lots of protein items. Try to cut it down. But again, when you come to iSlim Fat Tummy Bar, we have this very good combination of soya protein and whey protein again. We have included this very good blend of soya protein and whey protein that will supplement your protein source. Protein should be there inside the body to cut down the weight. That is very important. Next thing is vitamins. Again, we have added multivitamins and multiminerals which will take care of your energy concept, energy aspect. Next thing is more fruits and vegetables. In the normal days, we don't consume fruits and vegetables at all, right? How much fruits we will consume? We will not consume those things. If you see this iSlim Flat Tummy Bar, has anybody got this raisin? Have you got this raisin when you are eating? See, these raisins are very good source of vitamin C. Okay, vitamin C is very good with raisins. Whenever you are cutting the weight, vitamin C plays a very important role. That is the reason why the raisins are added in between. So we are giving you fiber, we are giving you protein, we are giving you vitamins also. In one particular small bar of 75 grams, we are giving you all these things so that you can cut down the weight just by chewing the bar. Okay, so this is what it is. And the next point is water consumption. That's what I was trying to tell you. You can consume water after biting this iSlim bar. But again, don't consume more water. You can consume the optimum quantity, whatever is required for you. Okay, so but after eating the bar, you can consume water. Before eating the bar, please don't consume water. Okay, what will happen is your stomach will be full if you consume water eating the bar. Then you will not have that, desire for eating the bar if you drink more water. Drink it after eating the bar always. Last one, citric fruits. You can make this a habit if you want to. After eating the flat tummy bars, you eat lots of this lemon juice you can drink, or even musambis or orange juice you can drink actually. Most of these citric fruits, they will cut down your weight. Along with iSlim bar, if you have the habit of drinking this citric fruit juices or eating them, definitely the weight loss will also be more. Okay, so try to concentrate on all these points. Okay, you can convey the same points to your downlines as well, so that this can be inculcated, it can be made habitual. People can make it as a habit actually, when they are cutting down the weight. With this, definitely I can tell you, at least in a span of a month, people can lose up to 3 to 5 kgs easily actually. Okay, already I will not talk about these points. These things will be converted later on. But the app remains the same. Try to use the applications if you can. Definitely, we are also getting some feedbacks from the apps these days. Try to use the apps. Next slide. The diet chart is there. You can also use them. But again, as I have told you, in a bar of 75 grams, we have included all the points here. So there is no need of major dieting as such. You can have some light diet. Along with that iSlim bar, if it is consumed, definitely your weight will reduce. Next slide, please. Next. Now, this is a point. See, 1 to 2 bars to be taken in the night, 1 or 2 bars. People can also consume 2 bars together, no. Probably 1 in the morning and 1 in the night can also be used. Chewed well and swallowed. I am using the word chewed well and swallowed. See, I know some people would have swallowed directly also. Always the bars have to be bitten. Okay, you have to take a chunk of the bar, put it in your mouth, chew it first. Macerate it, chew it with your teeth, then swallow it. Don't swallow it directly. Sometimes what happens with these proteins and FB3, when you swallow it directly, the activity might be less. When you chew and swallow it, automatically the reactions will be more inside. Always chew it and swallow it. Okay. Please drink water only after 15 minutes, because this is a point I am trying to tell you, but you can just use the water after 10 minutes also. There is no problem. Okay, but don't drink immediately. to be taken once in the evening or night by skipping the night meal. This is a very important point. I've told you already. Okay, and mild to moderate physical activity. This is very important. So as I say that you will take 1 bar in the night, but you should not skip your exercise again. Okay, doctor has said that to eat 1 bar in the night, that doesn't mean that you should stop exercising. No, you should continue your physical activity along with the bar, because this is a wellness product. Yeah. So next slide. Again, coming back to the FAQs. Suppose if you are giving iSlim bar to a diabetes person who is obese, definitely give him, there is no problems. Since it is having very low sugar, it is having sweeteners. For a diabetic person also, you can give iSlim flat tummy bar, there is no problems. Blood pressure. In case of both high blood pressure or less low blood pressure, you can definitely give iSlim flat tummy bar. No reactions will happen. Again, pregnant ladies, if they are able to take this, give it up to 6 months only. Again, I am telling up to 6 months, even pregnant ladies with obesity can be given this bar. There is no side effects to the developing baby inside, because there are no such components in the iSlim flat tummy bar which will cause any problems to the baby. No, you can give it safely. Lactation also, after the first month of the childbirth, please start with this. There is no problem to the breastfeeding mother, or even the breast milk will not have any problems. Thyroid problems, as I have been telling you, thyroid cases also, you can give a combination of iSlim bar and iPulse now. Surely the things will improve. Heart diseases also is the same thing. Suppose if somebody has a stent in the heart after having cholesterol, because of cholesterol, high cholesterol, the heart attacks will happen. They will have an angiogram and the stent being having inside. Even in such patients, you can definitely give iSlim flat tummy bar. Psychiatric problems, because of which weight gain will happen. Normally the depression patients will take the sleeping tablets. वो नींद की गोली खाने से क्या होता है? Normally the weight will increase. Because of that, you can definitely give iSlim flat tummy bar for such people also. And lastly, the skin problems, definitely, please give it in conditions like, the sagging of the skin. Especially after childbirth, we have these stretch marks, okay, which are happening in ladies. Normally in such conditions, when you give this product, definitely because of the fibers, the skin will also tighten. Tightening of the skin will happen. Even in such conditions, please give it. Next slide. And we have already started some of the good studies. In fact, I have a meeting in the afternoon where we are finalizing these studies on iSlim bar also. We are doing some very good in vitro and animal studies followed by clinical trials. Next slide. Well, okay, is iSlim bar inside now? Okay. You are still having the feeling of fullness? Okay. Then we'll wait for a while. Probably after half an hour, we will give one more sample then. Right? Because I think I should see your fullness right now. That aluminum packing, over that there will be a cardboard packing again. That is the reason why no worm infestation will happen. His question is, whenever the dry fruits are there inside a product, normally the worms will go inside. Because all these viral WhatsApp messages are coming, no? Cadbury's is having some worm inside or something like that. That is because they don't have 2 packings inside. We have 3 types of packings now. Outer box, inner box, inside that silver. So 3 packings are there, so nothing will happen. Don't have to worry about it actually. Yeah. Yes, that is also there. So there is absolutely no problems with the infestation part. There is no problems with that. Okay, so let me start with iPulse now. Well, everybody of you know. So there is less to reiterate on this particular part, but still I will tell you some of the important points on iPulse. iPulse, as we all know, is a flagship product of our company, right? It is always close to our heart. That is the reason why the heart mark is there on iPulse bottle. Next slide, please. Everybody of you know this, right? Acai berries. But I want to tell you one important point on acai berry here. We are not using the pulp of acai berry. We are using the powder of acai berry in the product. It is called as a cold-dried powder or a freeze-dried powder. See, normally freeze-drying, I'll just tell you, just for your information, you can tell it to your consumers as well. Freeze-drying is a process which is done in the major pharma companies where a particular fruit is frozen to minus 180 degrees. A human body can survive only up to minus 50 degrees actually. Whereas this fruit is frozen to minus 180 degrees where it becomes stone hard. Later on it is grinded in the grinder. It is called as pulverizer. When it is grinded, the powder what you get is called as a freeze-dried powder. That powder we are using in the product. You know what the importance of this powder is? it has the same qualities of the acai berry which is there on the tree. The same quality will come into the bottle actually. That is the reason why we are doing this process called as lyophilization or cold drying or freeze drying techniques. That is the reason why acai berry in apples, probably when you compare other brands in the market also, we are having the most, the topmost quality of acai berry in our product. That you can tell to people actually. Yep. Next slide please. As I have told you, superfruit from Amazon forest. Yeah. No. I'll tell you what pasteurization is. See, pasteurization and cold drying are two different processes. Pasteurization is hot always. Freeze drying is cold. Pasteurization, see, the thing is, whenever the juice is made, it is heated up to 120 degrees positive, not minus. Heated up to 120 degrees, cooled down immediately. That is called as pasteurization. Pasteurization is pasteurization of your milk. Whatever you do with your milk in your house, right? You will boil the milk will come up like this, it will go down. But what happens in an industrial process is, you heat the product to 120 degrees, cool it down to 25 degrees immediately. This process will kill all the microorganisms inside. The microorganisms will never appear in your product if you do that. And we are doing that to our apples also. In fact, we are doing double pasteurization process by which there is absolutely no fermentation issues which are happening in the country today. It is absolutely not happening now. Right? So this is called as double pasteurization, whereas freeze drying is what I told before, that is freezing. This is heating, this is freezing. There are two different processes. Well, this is arguably having the most ORAC values of compared to any other fruits on this planet, more than 100,000, which is nearly 1,000 times more than your watermelon actually. You have to eat 1,000 watermelons if when you compare it to just 30 ml of apples actually. 30 watermelons I'm telling, big fruits. Okay, so that is one thing. And it is also very good immune system supporter, as well as it is also a very good product for destroying the cancer cells. Again, I'm trying to reiterate here, I'm not trying to tell that it will cure cancer, no. I'm trying to tell it will prevent cancer, it will control cancer from going into the next stage. This is what it is. Okay, so next slide please. Okay, this is what most of the times I try to reiterate. Okay, this AS-10 drink was actually developed by the NASA in the US. These astronauts, when they were functioning in the space, there is no ozone layer in the space, by which the sun rays will actually touch your skin, and the people were getting skin cancers. Now some people ask me actually, sir, you are telling the sun rays will touch the skin, that guy is actually wearing a space suit, sir. You know what, the ultraviolet radiations which come from the sun will penetrate to the rock also, will penetrate to the stone also. That is the reason why some parts of the globe, especially in the countries like Australia, the ozone layer is totally depleting now. That is the reason why Australians are more prone to skin cancer. That is why Australians normally come to our Goa and they do sunbathing there in Goa. Because their country, they are getting skin cancers now. So when this acai berry juice was given to these astronauts, when they were working in the space, they did not get skin cancers. Which means that acai berry is one of the best products for controlling the cancer. This was the major reason why we also incorporated this particular concept into our product. Next slide, please. Apart from acai berry, it is actually a combination of 15 fruits, 15. Apples is a combination of 15 fruits. There are totally 5 berries here. They are called as super fruits. Apart from the 5 berries, we also have the other desi fruits in this also. Okay, the other Indian fruits are also there, but their composition, their concentrations are pretty less here. Again, want to reiterate this. The berry concentration in apples is more, whereas other fruits are very much less actually. Because I have seen many cases where doctors actually tell you should not drink fruit juice for some diseases. People actually mail me every day. Doctor has told that you should not drink fruit juice. Can I use apples? Then I tell them what we are using here is they are fruit concentrates. They are fruit concentrates of super fruits, berries. Such berries are very good antioxidants. Antioxidants are very good for disease actually. Normal fruit juice can cause some problems, but this berry juice will give you more and more antioxidants by which your disease will be reduced. Okay, so that is how you should tell them actually. Next step. So as everybody knows, 3.5 kgs of organic fresh fruits, suppose if you are able to eat it. First of all, you will not get organically grown fruits these days. Suppose if you get also 3.5 kgs of fruits, will you be able to eat it? No. Instead of that, suppose if you consume 60 ml of apples, you are getting around about 7,000 ORAC units of antioxidants per day. Whereas a human body requires only 5,000 ORAC units of antioxidants per day. Some people in the crowd actually asked me once, sir, you told 5,000 units is enough for a human being. Why are you giving 7,000 units, sir, then? Again, I am telling, normally the antioxidants will be stored in your liver. It is just like your reserve bank again. Whenever it is required, the body requires, slowly the antioxidants will be released from the liver. Even if you give 7,000 also, there is no problems. Antioxidants are not poison. They are like amrita. Okay, it is like elixir of life actually. Okay, so that is the reason why more and more antioxidants, when it is flushed inside the body, your body becomes healthy. Right? Next slide, please. Okay, let me reiterate the story of antioxidants to you again. You can tell the same story to people as well. This is not a story exactly, this is science what I am trying to tell. But still, again, that red apple what you are seeing there, when it is cut and exposed to air, normally the apple turns brown color, right? This is because apple is reacting with oxygen, it is turning into brown color. This process is called as oxidation, right? Oxidation. Every moment that oxidation is happening to us also. Next slide. Whenever the oxidation becomes more, it causes a kind of stress called as oxidative stress. Whenever the oxidative stress increases, next slide, free radicals are liberated. These free radicals are nothing but molecules. See, this is a kind of what you call bhoot, pret, pishach. This is what I give the example. See, that is looking like that, no? Or pay madri. These micromolecules called as free radicals, they will enter into your body. It will, see, it is something like a virus. Whenever the virus comes to your computer system, what will happen? Totally the computer will hang, no, once. Then you have to install the antivirus. That is the reason why I tell you, these free radicals are viruses. iPulse is the antivirus to the body actually. Like whatever antivirus you have in your system, iPulse is actually the antivirus for your whole human system. That is how you can try to convince people, right? Next slide. What will iPulse do is, suppose if you consume 60 ml of iPulse per day, it is going to destroy the free radicals by which your body will become healthy. That is how the iPulse works. Next slide. Okay, now coming to the benefits of iPulse, already you people know that there are 26 benefits of iPulse. There are some amendments in the benefits also. What I am trying to tell you here is, starting from your cerebral wellness. For example, cerebral wellness in the sense, it is the brain wellness. Some of the diseases or disorders associated with brain. For example, someone was talking to me about paralysis now. Somebody asked me a question in the break. See, paralysis is a neurological problem which can happen to anybody. Paralysis happens whenever there is stopping of the blood circulation inside the brain. Whenever the blood circulation stops in your heart, heart attack will happen. Similarly, when the blood circulation stops in your brain, paralysis will happen. Whenever the paralysis happens, either one side will go or two sides will go. Totally 4 sides can also go sometimes. Paralysis is a neurological problem where antioxidants are very much required. I've been seeing people, especially paralyzed people who are consuming iPulse. You know what I'll tell you? Their reflexes. Normally when paralysis happens, it will go like this, right? Their reflexes have improved with iPulse. In the sense, I've seen people, they're moving their hands freely now. They're moving their legs freely. I'm not trying to tell that paralysis, the pathology is gone. No. At least the reflexes have come back, which is very important, which is very good for us. That is what we are requiring as a wellness company. The next important thing in cerebral wellness is a disease like Alzheimer's disease, where the memory loss is there. After the age of 50, people start to lose their memory. Short-term memory loss is there, long-term memory loss is there. Even in such conditions, iPulse can be given. The third important disease is a Parkinson's disease. I try to talk about this because I am trying to research on this particular point now. See, iPulse also contains one of the compounds called as natural dopamine. It is called as natural dopamine. This dopamine is very good for Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease in the sense your hands tend to shake like this. Your head will also shake like this. After 50 or 60 years of age, this is bound to happen. Even in such cases, you can give iPulse. It shows very good activity because it contains a natural dopamine constituent inside it. The next thing is immunity wellness. I'm trying to talk about your resistance or immunity now. Normally what happens, the God has given us some resistance. Whenever you get cough or cold, within 2 days the cough and cold goes. Whenever you get a fever, maximum 5 days the fever will be there. After that the fever will go. Whenever the virus affects your body, for example, whenever a bacteria affects your body, it is okay. Whenever a virus affects your body, everywhere the virus is roaming here actually. It is just like your computer virus. When you put a pen drive inside one of the CPUs or one of the laptops, suppose if that laptop is infected, you take that pen drive, put it in one more system, that system will also be infected. Similarly with the human body also, it is the same thing. We are all respiring the same air inside the room. We are inspiring oxygen. We are leaving carbon dioxide out. The carbon dioxide is filled in this room now. The viruses are filled in this room now. But God has given us this resistance power by which the viruses is not able to enter inside the body. Whenever your immunity weakens, automatically the virus will go inside your body. Whenever the virus goes inside your body, it is not easy to take it out. Very, very difficult. Only iPulse is such kind of a product which can remove the virus from the body. Especially in fevers. I've seen in conditions, especially viral fevers, where people are using iPulse regularly now. For a condition like dengue fever, especially when the platelet count is less. Condition like chikungunya. Chikungunya comes because of eating chicken, right? Okay, fine. Someone actually asked me in the crowd once, because of eating chicken, chikungunya happens, sir. Chikungunya is actually called as viral arthritis. Whenever chikungunya happens, the arthritis will happen to your bones. Okay, it's called as viral arthritis. Similarly, other kinds of fevers have come now, H1N1, that is spreading in India. H1N1 is a respiratory disease. For the first few days, you will get fever. From the 4th day onwards, you will have respiratory infections. Something like that. Later on, your respiratory muscles will paralyze. And it results in death. That is called as H1N1 or swine flu. Again, not because of eating pork. People are telling because of eating pork, the swine flu will come. No. That is nowhere related to that actually. It is a respiratory infection called as H1N1. Similarly, these kinds of fevers are there. Once I went to some place in Northeast actually, there I was seeing this particular paper once. There is a new kind of fever called as tomato fever which is coming now. When that fever comes, your face will swell up like red color tomato. It is again a viral infection. What I am trying to tell you here is, whatever viral fevers are there, you start with iPulse immediately. Give them for 1 month continuously, no problems, until the virus goes out actually. Yes, same dosage. Because there are no modern medicines available on this planet to kill the virus. Virus can only be quarantined. There is a word called as quarantining in computers, right? Whenever you are using the antivirus software, no, quarantine the virus, the command will be shown on the screen. But iPulse is one such product where the antioxidants are more, which can kill the virus and take it out. That is what it is. The third important point is the gut wellness. Gut in the sense it is always stomach. पेट का पूजा हर दिन करना चाहिए ना. अगर पेट नहीं हो तो सब लोग पेट के लिए कर रहे हैं. सही है? Everybody is doing for the stomach. See, when it comes to the stomach, there is one major problem in the stomach called as gas. I tell this wherever I go actually. Whenever the gas word is heard, people normally think of LPG gas cylinder. Right? LPG गैस सिलेंडर में कितना गैस होता है? 16 kgs मिनिमम, जो डोमेस्टिक घर में रखते हैं 16.5, 17 kgs gas cylinder will be there normally. You know how much gas your stomach can hold? Your stomach can hold only half a kg, not even half a kg, quarter kg of gas. 1/4 kg of gas your stomach can hold. After 1/4 of a kg, that is 250 grams, you know what will happen? Your stomach will not burst out. But you might have this feeling already. You will get belching, right? Sore belching. Tegu, sore belching, right? After you eat something, all kinds of sounds people will make actually. Correct? Whenever the gas increases, that will happen. Suppose you don't get belching, you will start farting. Niche se gas jata hai. You will pass gas from below. If you don't have above, you will pass from below. That is also gas only. But above kuch smell nahi rehta hai, below bahut smell aata hai. Right? So this will happen actually. See, this is called as farting. See, whenever the gas increases inside the stomach, totally 4 kinds of conditions will happen. The first kind of condition is called as acidity. People will complain, sir, it is severely burning here, sir, after eating something. Hyperacidity. Second condition is called as constipation. Constipation matlab you cannot go for motion. See, normally how do you identify constipation, you know? You know the sheep, हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं उसको? बकरा, बकरी, हाँ. उसका आप ये देखे हैं? क्या बोलते हैं? The excreta of the sheep. How does a sheep or a goat lay its excreta? Round, right? Whenever a human body passes such kind of round excreta, no, you are having constipation. You just check it in your bathrooms once. Suppose if you really have constipation. The problem with us is we don't look into our stools actually. We think that, some kind of aversion. But that is the reason why Indian toilets are good. Western toilets, you can't see anything. See, this is how constipation is found out actually. Okay, that is the third variety. The fourth one is actually called as irritable bowel syndrome. The IBS, that we call it as IBS. IBS is partially psychosomatic. See, I have seen several people, they will eat the food, immediately after eating the food, they will go to the toilet and sit there. Have you seen such cases? Yes. Probably you might have seen in the field actually. That is called as IBS. People will tell you, sir, abhi khana kha raha hu, sir, khana khane ke 5 minute ke baad mujhe jana hai. That is called as IBS. Even in such conditions, you can definitely give eye-pulse. These are the 4 major gas conditions in the stomach where eye-pulse can be used. Next important thing is diabetes. I am having sugar diabetes problem. Can I use eye-pulse or not? People might think, sir, eye-pulse is sweet to taste, sir, it has sugar in it. How can I give it to diabetes? No, definitely you can give it to diabetes because the sugar which is present inside eye-pulse is not sucrose, it is fructose. It is a sugar from the fruits. That will not cause any problems to the diabetes people because this fructose what we have added in the eye-pulse is having very, very low glycemic index. Even if diabetes people take this, nothing will happen. The sugar levels will not increase. Don't worry about it. Normally, whenever after a person consumes eye-pulse and if there is some acidity inside, normally eye-pulse is a juice, right? Whenever a juice product is made, it should be acidic. It should be acidic. Otherwise, the juice will not survive. The things inside the juice will not survive. Actually, the product itself is acidic, actually speaking. But whenever a person is having hyperacidity after drinking eye-pulse, what you should do is, you tell them to consume a glass of water before they consume eye-pulse. Not to dilute with eye-pulse, consume a glass of water, have a gap of 5 minutes, then consume eye-pulse. That will reduce the acidity. You can do like that. Definitely that will work out. The next thing is the varicose veins. See, I am now talking about the diseases, not wellness. There are some diseases. That is why I told you some diseases can be clearly, cured with eye-pulse actually. Varicose veins, very, very important condition where I have seen testimonies where varicose vein problems have reduced after using eye-pulse actually. See, varicose veins, I think you might have seen this, there are veins appearing here. I don't say that after consuming eye-pulse, that veins will totally disappear, no. Because of that veins, people will have severe pain in the leg. That leg pain will go completely. Even though the veins may be visible here, okay, but the pain will go. That is what I am trying to tell you. The next thing is sensual wellness, nothing but your vision problems. I am not trying to tell the sight problem, not because of the spectacles. Especially the vision problems in the sense the eye disorders. For example, stress in the eye, conjunctivitis, redness of the eye, itching in the eye. All these problems can be sorted out with eye-pulse actually. Similarly, the skin problems also. Eye-pulse is a very good blood purifier. Whenever your blood is purified, automatically your skin glow can also happen. The skin diseases can also reduce with the blood purification. Next thing is the endocrine wellness, thyroid. Already I have told you a very good combination of slim and pulse can be used in thyroid. It shows very good results in reducing the TSH levels. The next thing is the cardiac wellness or the heart wellness, especially people with cholesterol. Whenever the cholesterol levels are high, you can definitely give a combination of Slim and Pulse to them again. Their lipid levels will fall down, by which you are preventing heart diseases, right? The next important thing is the cancer wellness. Tumor wellness or cancer wellness. Tumor is another word for cancer actually. See, cancer, nobody knows what is the reason behind cancer. You know, suppose if you eat lots of sugar, you can get diabetes one day, right? But you don't know why will you get cancer in future. There is no history for cancer at all. But whenever a person is diagnosed with cancer, it will always be in the second stage. It would have reached second stage already. What best we can do with iPulse is, iPulse will actually destroy the cancer cells. iPulse will not cure cancer completely. That's what I'm trying to tell you. iPulse cannot reverse the condition. But what iPulse can do is, it will prevent the cancer from going to the next stage. That is the most important thing for us actually. You are actually keeping the person in a healthy state actually. Suppose if a person is dying in 2 years from now, you are actually making him to live for 10 more years without pain. That is the most important thing. So it is actually preventing the disease and actually preventing the spreading of the disease also. You might have seen this. Sir, there was a cancer case where, the lung cancer case for example. If you leave the lung cancer case without treating, the cancer will spread to the bones. The cancer will spread to the muscles. This is called a spreading of cancer. Such spreading can be stopped with the help of iPulse. Okay, so this is what tumor wellness is. And one more important thing I want to tell you, that's what I was discussing with Sharik right now. The ability of the iPulse to penetrate into your cells. This is the most important thing. Our human body has lots of cells inside. Other products will act on the organs, whereas iPulse is a product which can actually penetrate into your cell, destroy the disease from the root itself. Okay? Destroy the disease from the root itself. That is the capability of iPulse. Right? Next slide, please. Again, dosage of iPulse, everybody knows this. 30 ml to be used twice daily, half an hour before your food. This is the dose of iPulse. Next slide. Already I have told you the first point here. For diabetes people, definitely you can use iPulse. Don't worry about it. But one more thing I will tell you. Suppose people have told after drinking iPulse if the sugar level increases, sir. That is a question mark that they put actually. In such cases, what I tell you is try to reduce the dose a bit. Don't give them 30 ml and 30 ml. Give them 20 in the morning and 20 in the night. Keep it to 40 ml. This we call it as intermittent dose actually. In medical terms, we call it as subtherapeutic dose or intermittent dose. If you give 20 in the morning and 20 in the night, automatically the sugar levels will not be impaired in some people. Please do it in this way. Again, good for blood pressure, very important. As it is a very good blood purifier, iPulse is a very good product for controlling the blood pressure as well. Right? Age limit, as I've told you, from small baby of 3 months, I've been giving iPulse now. Definitely you can give iPulse to children till the old age as well. There is no such time limitation. The age limitation is not there. But especially for children when you are giving, try to limit the dose and give. That is half the dose you can give actually. Okay, that is 30 ml you can give per day. 15 also you can make it. There is no problems. Okay, but better not to give them 60 ml. Coming to the duration of intake, normally people ask me these questions. What is the time for iPulse to be taken in the morning? And what is the time for iPulse to be taken in the night? There should be some time, right? See, one of the trainings, the distributor asked me actually, sir, I am going to a night duty, sir. I will be sleeping during the daytime. Can I take iPulse at 12 o'clock in the midnight? That is his question. Antioxidants can be taken any time in a day, there is no problem. But what I suggest you is, suppose if they are not doing night duties, better to give them by 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the night. Keep a gap of 12 hours, 8 o'clock in the morning and 8 o'clock in the night. Definitely it works wonders. Coming to the time of intake is done, dilution with water. This is also very important. See, many distributors usually tell me that. One of the distributors actually told me that in a meeting actually. He told 30 ml was diluted with 1 liter of water. I don't know, he was trying to save on money probably, I don't know that. But still, he said that 30 ml to be diluted with 1 liter of water. I told, see, if that is the dilution case, your benefits will also be diluted inside. Suppose if your benefits you are getting it in 1 month, you will get it in 3 months. That will also be diluted. So, as we have suggested on the pack, you can dilute it with water, but add equal quantity of water. If you are adding 30 ml, 30 plus 30 ml water, that's it. 30 plus 1 liter water, no. If you really want to dilute it, otherwise you can take it directly, there is no problems with that. Only for such acidity patients. This dilution is normally given for those patients who have these acidity problems. It is only for that the dilution aspect is told. Because these fruit juices are normally acidic, that's what I told you. Whenever you dilute it with equal quantity of water, normally the acidity will come down. The alkalinity will increase. Automatically your acidity will reduce here when you drink it. That is the actual science behind it. Better consume it directly, don't add any water, that is my suggestion. If you want to add water, please add equal water, not more than that. Okay, so during pregnancy and lactation, again, some distributors are really skeptical about it because they fear giving it to pregnant ladies. I am openly telling you, confirming you today that iPulse, please give it to pregnant ladies. It will not cause any problems. Don't worry about it. You can definitely give it. There is no problems. Even after the childbirth has happened, after the first month of childbirth, please start with iPulse. Don't give it immediately. After the childbirth, for the first month, you should not give iPulse. From second month onwards, you have to start it. Okay? Suppose if you give it within the first month, better not to, that nature is there like that. The first month after childbirth, normally the breast milk is the only source for the infant to survive that first month. During that time, we should not intervene in between the nature. That is the reason why from second month onwards, you give it to the mother. You can give like that. Okay, next slide, please. These are some of the studies which we have already done on iPulse. In fact, I want to tell you this also. One major anti-cancer trial has been successfully completed on iPulse actually. So in fact, I'm attending a meeting in the afternoon with my chairman. We are getting the reports today. One major anti-cancer trial has been completed today actually, which says that you can, without any fear, you can tell in the field that it is a good product for controlling cancer. Okay, and one more important thing, we have also done one neuroprotective study. That's what I was talking about, this paralysis. That neuroprotective study has also come out with very good positive results actually. Which means all the neurological problems like your paralysis, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, spondylitis, all these things, without any fear, you can definitely tell iPulse is a good product for this. See, this is one such thing what we are doing in our facility now, not only for wellness, even for illness. To prove illness, we need to do all these trials. In fact, we are doing this for our products now. It is not only wellness, it is also for illness these days. Okay, next slide. Suppose if you are really interested, this is one of the papers what I have authored. Okay, you can get it on the website if you are really interested, just search these things on the website. Probably it will be recorded, probably you can just take it later on. This paper is there on the public domain now. I am one of the co-authors of the paper on iPulse. We have done a trial, we have done a clinical trial in a hospital of 30 patients after surgery. Suppose if you have an appendix surgery, okay. After appendicitis surgery, we have given iPulse to 30 people. After 30 days, the healing of that wound, that appendix wound, within 20 days, the wound has healed actually, after giving iPulse. This is actually published in one of the international journals. It is there on the public domain now. If you are interested, just browse through it. You will get around 8 or 9 pages of the paper. Next slide, please. Next. Because it is too scientific, I don't want to go into the paper totally, because nobody will understand that particular thing. Okay, so let me come to the last product now. So after this, one more important session is there that I'll not let you know right now. Okay, iCharge. So has everybody tasted iCharge? Yes. Good. Fine. Good. So, well, iCharge, as the name indicates, there are 3 important points here. One is the strength, the second is the stamina, the third is the stress. Strength, stamina, and stress. These are the 3 important words that you should actually remember for, whenever the iCharge is concerned. Next slide, please. Well, iCharge is some kind of a unique product. It is one of its kind product in India, where it is a combination of kanna. Kanna is actually a herb which is imported from South Africa. South Africa is a place where kanna is naturally grown in the bush forests. Kanna is a flower. In fact, what you are seeing here is kanna. It is a flower which grows in the bush forest there. Normally these black negroid race people, they consume this kanna and they get their energy regularly. With the help of this kanna, they are able to run throughout the day. That is the reason why kanna is actually a natural replacement for caffeine. Our product is not caffeinated. Our product does not contain caffeine. Our product contains kanna instead of caffeine. Right? Kanna is actually a caffeine equivalent. Caffeine is a good thing only for 1 second. See, what exactly happens is whenever you are having a headache, you take one tablet, right? You take one CPM tablet or a crocin tablet, whatever it is. It contains caffeine in it. Whenever the caffeine goes to your brain, your headache will reduce. For 1 day, 2 days, it is okay. But every day when you are consuming this caffeine, the caffeine dependency will happen. You will have severe shivering. You know what? The severe coffee drinkers, no? One who drinks the American espresso coffee. You have seen a vending machine outside, right? They will drink this total black coffee. It will be so bitter, total black it is. Such kind of coffee will contain lots of caffeine in it. So, most of these black coffees will have lots of caffeine in this. This caffeine dependency will cause all these problems. But our iCharge is a product where only kanna is there and caffeine is not there. So, we are having a natural energy product here. Next slide, please. Well, coming to the memory part of it. Apart from iPulse, iCharge also has a very good memory retention activity. I'm not trying to tell something like a very long-term memory. I'm talking about a short-term memory. Suppose if you are absent-minded, I mean, we normally tell this, right? Absent-minded professors. They'll be knowing something, but they'll not be able to tell that. That starting trouble will be there. Only when you trigger it, no, that thing will come out actually. Absent-mindedness. For such absent-minded professors, no, you can give this iCharge actually. So that will definitely improve their memory loss. It is a very good anxiolytic and antidepressant also. Anxiolytic and antidepressant, very, very important. Anxiety, everybody of us will have anxiety, right? Suppose if I call someone, ask you to hold the mic and speak for 2 hours here, you will be shortly anxious. You will start shaking. But that is a natural anxiety. Whenever the anxiety increases so much, it will convert into something called as depression. Right? That depression is a thing which is irreparable. It is irreversible. Once you go into the stage of depression, it is very difficult to come back. Even in such anxiety and depression patients, along with their medicines, please start with iCharge. Definitely they will have the relaxation of the mind actually. Okay, their mind will be relaxed. And it is a non-habit forming product. People say that some of the energy drinks available in the market, they are habit forming. Right? So if you drink 1 can of Red Bull or Zynga or whatever it is, Moto, Poto, whatever it is, these things will tend to actually create a habit inside you. If you don't drink every day, some kind of dependency will happen. But that is not the case with iCharge. It is not something which is habit forming. Suppose if you want to stop it somewhere in middle, you can definitely do that. Otherwise, you can continue it on a daily basis as well. There is no problems with that. And it is something which is very much relaxing like the antidepressants. What I'm trying to tell you here is, people who are on some sleeping pills or something for depression or something, you can concentrate on such segments also. Whenever you give iCharge along with those things, their mind relaxation and mind calming will be more, by which they will get good sleep in the nights. I'm not trying to tell that you drink 1 can of iCharge in the night, you will get sleep. No. Otherwise, if somebody drinks iCharge in the night, if you don't get sleep, don't blame me then. I'm trying to tell that your mind will calm, by which your stress levels will reduce, automatically the sleep will come. This is what it is. Next slide, please. See, coming to the composition of this iCharge, as I told you, it's one of its kind product in India where it is a combination of canna along with traditional Ayurvedic formulations like Ashwagandha Rishta is there, Bala Rishta is there. All these traditional Ayurvedic formulations will potentiate the energy inside. What I'm trying to tell you here is, there are 2 types of energies. One is called as the instant energy, the second is called as sustained energy. Right? Everybody should get instant energy. The energy factor should be there for 8 hours in a day. So whenever you drink this iCharge for 8 hours in a day, at least you should feel energized. That is what our intention is. With the help of these medicinal plants, we are in fact reaching that particular level of, having energy till 8 hours. Next slide. Well, coming to the benefits of iCharge, some major benefits I am trying to tell you here. First and the foremost benefit is alertness and cognition. This is very important. Everybody of us have to be alert in our lives, right? That focus and alertness will definitely improve with the help of iCharge. The second thing is stress relief. Most of us are stressed up because of our work pressures. Because to get rid of this stress, automatically energy is required. So iCharge is a very good product for increasing the energy and getting rid of the stress. Third is the most important thing which I want to talk to you about. We have done a trial on this also now. iCharge also helps to improve your liver function. See, normally, especially in alcohol patients, okay, people who are drinking alcohol, normally the liver will go off, right? The liver will fail after some point of time. Suppose if you have a target audience of those people who are drinking alcohol regularly, even in such subjects you can give this iCharge. I'm not trying to tell that iCharge, by drinking iCharge, they will leave the habit of drinking. No. At least the side effects of alcohol can be reduced with iCharge. So, in one of the meetings, one of the distributors stood up and asked me, "Sir, you are telling this, can I mix iCharge instead of soda? I don't want to add soda from today, I will add iCharge along with alcohol, can I drink it?" So better not to do all such things actually. Alcohol is a chemical and a poison. Okay, let it be alone. Okay, so iCharge can be given to such people so that you can prevent the side effects of liver poisoning. Okay, the alcohol poisoning can be reduced. Apart from that, sustained energy, I have already told you, at least 8 hours in a day, you have to be energized after drinking a can of iCharge. Next thing is maintaining the good eyesight. This is also very important because iCharge contains a natural element called as lutein. Lutein is actually derived from marigold extract. Marigold flowers. Chendu. Okay, marigold flowers. That marigold flowers will have this lutein, which is a pigment that will improve your eyesight. Eyesight in the sense, most of the eye-related diseases as well. I've seen several testimonies, people saying it to me directly also. They have cut down their spectacle powers after drinking iCharge. I think yesterday also one of them came and told me that they have totally got rid of the spectacles actually. Yes, yeah, that is the thing. And ultimately the stamina will also improve with the help of iCharge. So what I am trying to tell you here is also target these children, especially the school-going children and the college students. Whenever the examination times are there, no? Normally the examination time they will be reading the whole night. In the morning they will go and sit in front of the question paper, they will forget everything. This is called as forgetfulness because of fear. So I am not trying to tell that by drinking iCharge you will get first rank, no. That is left to the invigilator and the evaluator actually. At least your focus and alertness, your intelligence will increase, by which you can deliver in the exam, you can write in the exam. That is more than enough for us. You can target those people as well, by which the sales will also improve. Next slide. Okay, so again coming back to the caffeine content, it is absolutely caffeine free. It is containing kanna instead of caffeine, and again the sugar part is absolutely not there. People ask that, sir, it is sweet to taste, so it contains sugar. No. Again, we have some low calorie sweeteners which will give you sweetness but not sugar. You will feel it sweet on the tongue, but it is good for your body. Right? So this is what it is. So can diabetics consume this? This is one of the important things. Because most of the doctors, when I was doing a training in Mumbai, there are lots of doctors in the team actually. Some of them usually ask me, sir, for a diabetic person, can you give this? Because there are some kidney problems there and so on and so forth. Definitely for diabetes people also, the energy levels are very less in them. You can give iCharge to diabetes people by which their energy levels are increased. Right? Can BP patients consume this? Because this is a one big hype actually. If you drink energy drinks, your heart rate will raise. Normally the palpitations will happen by drinking energy drinks because caffeine will actually trigger your heart. Your heartbeat will increase. It is called as arrhythmic heartbeat. Or in other words, we call this as tachycardia. Especially when you do an ECG, the thing will go up like this. That is the reason why whenever you are drinking iCharge, there is no such tachycardia or increase in the heartbeat. Don't worry about it. Has anybody felt increase in the heartbeat after drinking this? In fact, your heartbeat, suppose if it is increased, it reduces actually. Because your stress levels are reducing. That is the reason why you don't have to worry about that point. Instead of drinking water, you can drink iCharge after consuming iSlim, no problems. Since this is again a water-based drink, of course, when you are losing your weight, energy is a thing which is required. You should not become weak when you are losing your weight. Automatically, by drinking iCharge, the energy levels are kept at optimum levels, right? So you can definitely do that, there is no problems. However, iSlim also has multivitamins and multiminerals in that, which will keep your energy levels. That will also be there. Well, next slide, please. Again, I am coming to some of the studies which we have done on iCharge. Some very good studies we have done on iCharge, especially memory retention potential and all we have tested now. Again, I am telling you, suppose if you are going into the field, you can easily tell people that for memory problems, you can consume iCharge. Because we have done a trial on that now. We are getting it published in some time from now. We are doing all these publications now. Next slide, please. Suppose if you are interested again, one more paper has been published by me in one of the public domains. It is already there. iCharge, especially in reduction of the stress and fatigue. This journal, International Journal for Innovative Research, this particular article is already published. If you are interested, just browse through the Google. You can get the whole paper. Okay, so with the help of iCharge, the people who have lost the focus and attention, you have to run like this. After drinking that, the sprinting has to be there. For that sprint, iCharge is always there. Next slide, please. Well, my guru Albert Einstein, which I consider him as my guru actually. See, Albert Einstein says one word. The most important thing is not to stop questioning. Each and every moment a question has to arise in our brains. Only then the discussions will happen and automatically the answers will come out. Well, today, I mean, as there is no question answer session here, as I've already told you, this is a Wings to Wellness program, a train to trainers program, right? What you can do is everything of what I have spoken now is actually recorded. So what you can do, this presentation will also be there here in your future days. Just go through the presentations, hear this with the help of a earphone or a headphone, just listen to what I have told. Please implement the same thing in your field also. Okay, so this is a good platform for that. Please go through the presentations as many times as you can, as many times whatever I have spoken, so you can inculcate the same thing in your field also.